1819 News.
The Alabama Forestry Commission is weighing in on the amount of wildfires that have burned here in the state of Alabama this year. Jason Dockery of the Alabama Forestry Commission spoke with WBRC News about a study from Lending Tree that suggests an increase in wildfires in the past few years. Dockery says that is not the case for 2024, that there have been 966 wildfires in Alabama so far in 2024, and that the average is 1,600 per year. Dockery says a study of the wildfire trends in the past 100 years actually shows a decrease. 2024 is the 100th year anniversary of the creation of the Alabama Forestry Commission. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Some of the greatest blessings is just having people that care about you, to have someone that's just going to love you and make you feel important. They encourage you to be in church. They encourage you to be in prayer. They encourage you to be in your Bible. Now it's a part of my day every day. My house parents planted seeds in me that you can see where those seeds have sprouted in my life and helped change my life.
Big Oak Ranch, a Christian home for children needing a chance.
A Florida-based medical organization is looking to purchase a major interest in Brookwood Baptist Health. Orlando Health is planning to close on this deal between Tenet Healthcare and Brookwood Baptist Health later this year. Back in 2015, Tenet Healthcare merged with the Baptist Health System, becoming Brookwood Baptist Health. Now, Orlando Health will become the majority managing partner. The Montgomery Zoo has a new pygmy hippopotamus calf. Rhonda was born this past February and is now the 7th pygmy hippo born at the zoo in the last 8 years. The adult pygmy hippos, along with its newest addition, are on display at the permanent zoo exhibit. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
I've been doing electrical work for 8 years, 7 years, 6 years, 23 years. I love troubleshooting. It's one of my passions.
Electrical is all I do, unless my wife asks me to do something at home. Together, there's nothing that we can't figure out or accomplish.
We've seen it all here at Mr. Electric.
Going in with the confidence to know it doesn't matter what I'm going to run into, I'm going to figure it out, and confidently telling that customer, you know, we got you taken care of.
It's the electric power to make things better.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper, and you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
This is it. Shop the Lowe's Closeout event to get up to 70% off select major appliances for your home. Plus, get up to 60% off select patio furniture and accessories for your outdoor spaces. So hurry into your local store today, because these deals are too good to last. Shop them now before they're gone, because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 8/7 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Hey, miss, I don't mean to be telling tales out of school, but there's a fella in there who'll pay you $10 if you sing into his can. I'm not here to make a record, you dumb cracker. It broadcast me out on the radio.
What the hell are we doing here?
We are behaving the way a superpower ought to behave.
Well, our behavior has produced some crappy results.
Hold on to your butt.
Joey Clark.
Welcome into News and Views in the afternoon. Of course, we're calling it online. Joey Clark live here on just another Manic Monday here in Montgomery, Alabama. It was brought to my attention moments before the show, Eddie, that this is the anniversary of the Montgomery Riverfront brawl.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, man.
What a great thing to
remember.
remember.
Of, our last trip to Jamaica.
Oh,
it's
man.
been a year.
Yeah, you weren't here that one day, so
Nope.
you didn't get on national news like I
No,
did.
darn
That's
it.
my main takeaway from this, is I was on national news, and Brett Baer is yet to say my name.
Wow.
Like, there I was, talking to the captain.
Yeah.
He calls in Captain Jim.
I
We get the
listened to that.
scoop.
Listen to that from the beach.
And they don't have the decency, because we're the redheaded stepchild of media, which,
noticed that.
fine, it's a pig pit in here. We actually talk like human beings.
Yep.
To a degree. But, yeah, that's another great thing, another feather in Montgomery's cap.
Yeah.
Another notch on Montgomery's belt or something like that. So happy Riverfront Brawl Day. I love how excited we get about random violence against drunk idiots. So representative. You got to love the symbols, Eddie. The symbols that, like, guide people. Because it's not just, like, the symbolic, like, I did laugh at some of the memes, like, 400 years of oppression in this punch. Like, okay, that was kind of funny. It's like an anime with the guy, like, charging up the chair with his aura, and it's all this, like...
Yeah, the chair. I remember, again, I wasn't here for the live thing, so I was playing catch up going, what's up with the chair? And then I finally saw the video with the chair. Oh,
right.
I see.
Right.
I see.
So there's not much going on today here on this Manic Monday, right?
It depends on where you're looking at.
Well, there is Dow's now down 2.5% almost.
Yep.
NASDAQ the same, S&P down as well.
Yeah, recession fears are in full effect.
Right. And by the way, as it opened to like 6-7% down.
Yeah, right off the get-go.
Robinhood, Thinkorswim, Charles Schwab, Fidelity, Vanguard, etc. We could keep going on. They all experienced a widespread outage where people couldn't trade.
Oh,
well, Robinhood said, here's a
individuals couldn't
24-hour like break on trading for y'all.
Yeah, I don't like that.
It's a rigged game.
That kind of stinks to have in there.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Now, I know the entire stock market wide has some fail-safe mechanisms that if something gets out of hand, everybody stops.
Everybody stops.
Right.
That's how it's supposed to be, though, right? Everybody.
But there's something about if there's a little slack in the communications and some folks have a faster way of trading, essentially, because I think technically all stocks are actually owned by one corporation that serves as a clearinghouse.
I believe you're right. I believe I saw this.
All
before.
stocks are
60 minutes.
technically
Yep.
finally owned so they can be cleared through that clearinghouse. And with that central point of failure, how much do people get away with in moments of mayhem? Remember, this happened right after 9/11. This, of course, happened in 2008. Oh, and by the way, as folks are now calling it the Kamala crash, it's the Kamala crash and against Trump cash. That's what's trending on the Twitter X right now. A true economic bloodbath, though, on Wall Street, as online trading platforms face all sorts of disruptions. It just happened that way.
Yeah. Well, we were even talking Bitcoin down a little bit.
Bitcoin's down a good bit, though.
People are using that as a buying opportunity.
That's how I view it.
Yeah, he just released a video where he said people told him he was too late for Bitcoin, but he waited around, and now Bitcoin waited for him.
And now all these big institutional players like Wall Street in Bitcoin, they haven't sold a single Satoshi of it.
Interesting.
Now, there are a lot of folks who think if you look at what Satoshi Nakamoto means, it's something like it's central intelligence.
I've seen all kinds of crazies about that.
So maybe the CIA made this thing. I don't know.
Maybe. Fundraising?
See, but what you got to hope for is the agency isn't like one monolith. Like
Yeah.
our intelligence agencies aren't, they're competing. So they're like good pockets of spies and bad spies. You know what I mean? Like it's spy
know what
versus
you mean,
spy.
but,
It's Jason Bourne against the establishment.
They're people.
Yeah.
Chances are they're flawed. All of them.
It's not just Soylent Green. The intelligence agencies are people.
They're people.
By the way, today of all days, it was probably like primed and ready to go.
Yeah.
They put out that the economic advisor to Joe Biden, Gene Sperling, is joining the Kamala Harris campaign. And then all this happened.
Wow.
On the market. So thank you to Gene. And a lot of folks wondering, what will the Federal Reserve do next? Now, have you seen the meme where folks are like, where it's a dog crouched down and got that, mischievous look in his eye?
Yeah.
And you're like, as soon as you want to try to tell your dog to come here and he does that. I think that's the Fed right now, and the dog is the U.S. economy. They're like, hey, come back, let me heal. And he's just running. I've seen it in the neighborhood before.
Oh, yeah.
Or they just...
The more you want them to come here?
Chase me. And they're having fun doing it. But
and they know they're going to be trouble on the back.
So is the Fed going to start to lower rates again?
They want to try, but I don't.
that's going to up inflation again.
Well,
it's almost like we're in a tough spot.
Inflation hadn't, to me, I haven't noticed it really going down. I hear reports of it, but every time I go to the store, everything is up.
Right.
Up.
Right. Everything's up, indeed. And of course, that's the big headline today. Also, though, just unrest all over England.
Dude,
have you seen Liverpool? Looks like a war zone. My brother just vacationed there.
I watched a video this morning, something similar, where you're having squatters taking over properties there, and the police won't do anything about it. So in this particular video, the neighborhood got together.
All right.
And they kicked the two people out. And the people cooperated, but they said, hey, legally we own this house. And they're like, no, legally you don't.
And have you seen all the protests going on in Bangladesh? I mean, my brother just vacationed there.
Your brother just like,
what? No, I'm
Terror
sorry.
Network or something?
That was only Liverpool and England. I won a vacation in Bangladesh. It looks lovely.
Dude, it looks beautiful. Not right now.
Not right now.
But normally, yeah, it looks
that would be our luck, though.
Oh, but of course.
Like, we'd go visit Japan and the militarists come back all of a sudden.
Dude, when we landed in Turkey, the garbage companies went on strike for 3 months.
Right. Now, a lot of folks in England saying that this is from all the migration, and on top of not just the migration, folks who, like, the British government hits, it seems like, its native-born population harder than anybody else when it comes to speech codes. And, like, if you say anything, you're the problem.
Yep, that's exactly how they do it.
And so I'm not surprised that this is happening.
That's that push for over here, same thing.
Right.
And, if you watch, I don't know, YouTube and a lot of the streaming, when you see the British people protesting, they're saying, I've lost my country. I want my country back. And you look around, and it does not look like a Christian country by no means.
Oh, by the way, also the U.S. national debt finally crossed that $35 trillion mark.
Oh, that over the weekend?
Yeah. So it's a good time with, protests building up across the pond.
Mm-hmm.
And probably you'll see more of this around Europe.
Well, you got Iran, doing a little.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. That an attack by Iran or Hezbollah or... Though Netanyahu declares Israel's already in a quote-unquote multi-front war with Iran. So I guess when I'm asking Judge Knapp and Senator Britt and all these folks about wider war, it was already going on.
It's there anyway. It's just
same as it ever was, right?
No, I don't know.
Same as it ever was. And, of course, we also have RFK Jr. telling a story about how he picked a dead bear off the side of the road and wanted to skin it, and then went to a dinner party at Peter Luger's in New York City and wasn't about to go to the airport with a dead bear in his car, so they left the dead bear in Central Park. We'll bring you that story. And he tried to front run this before the New Yorker had the write-up about it.
So he was on Roseanne, all places.
Her podcast, yeah.
Right. To how did this come about again? I just felt like I need to get this off my chest.
Right. We also have cat ladies at their annual Cat Lady Conference.
Wow.
Responding to J.D. Vance, and then a couple of cat ladies got their guitars out and made a Cat Ladies Against J.D. Vance song.
Oh, that's got to be a hit.
Oh, it is. It's an earworm, baby. It really is. We'll definitely get to that. But I have to start with this. This was outside, because Trump held a massive rally in Atlanta.
Oh, yeah.
Kamala just did one.
Yeah, same place, I think.
Yeah, but Trump, it was pretty raucous in there. It seemed a little more lively, even without Megan Thee Stallion.
Well, I heard when Megan Thee Stallion left, so did half the crowd.
No, I think half's an exaggeration, but a lot of people were leaving after about 10 minutes into Kamala's speech. It was noticeable.
It was that noticeable?
Yeah, only it was half, but it was noticeable. Oh, wait, you're doing a Trump. It was half. It was like 3/4 of the crowd. It's like most of them.
I saw different reports.
And they were all homeless. All the people that left, they just came for the free food and the entertainment.
I thought they were there for the entertainment.
Yeah, let's just be as over the top in our claims as possible. But this was outside of the Trump rally. We'll go inside to a little bit of what happened in a second. But outside the Trump rally, there's a gentleman who I think is immigrant. I just suspect he's an immigrant.
Well, what makes you say that, Joe? He looks like your typical Southerner to me.
He's definitely Asian.
Okay, I'm picking that up now.
I've been trying to get better. Okay, Japanese, Chinese, Korean. Like, can you tell based on looks? And honestly, I'm having a hard time because he's wearing huge sunglasses. I almost want to say Chinese or Korean, but maybe he's Japanese. I don't know. He's Asian. And he's outside the Trump rally, surrounded by a bunch of folks wearing MAGA hats. And
don't see a whole lot of other Asians, though.
No, there's a black guy. There's a black woman.
Old
There's
crackers?
yeah, that's definitely a honky right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's listen into what the Asian guy outside the Trump rally has to say.
This is a Trump country. We live in the southeast.
Hmm.
We drink sweet tea. We don't drink socialist Kool-Aid.
I love this guy.
I love that guy right there.
What a man. What a man.
I love that guy.
Yeah, like anytime, folks, somebody's like, hey, we need to go with more of a redistributive, like Medicaid for all. You
This is a Trump country.
know, like, no, you
We live in the southeast.
Southeast.
We drink sweet tea.
Mm.
We don't drink socialist Kool-Aid.
That's right. I appreciate that, man.
That was going on outside the rally that Trump held in Atlanta. But here's a little action of what happened inside the rally. In fact, he brought up a woman he just happened to meet at the Chick-fil-A.
Yes.
And man, she's charismatic.
Yes, she is, Joey.
Like most of the folks that they call up are kind of sheepish and like,
Yeah, a little hide from the mic kind of
You might have a macho man who kind of yells too much, like, yeah, then we're to fight and take back this country from Trump. Like, all the different types, but it's usually like people that aren't
most
used
people
to,
are just going to be shy.
they're not public speakers.
Right.
This woman seemed unfazed, like she seemed in her element. Let's watch this moment that unfolded.
Kayla, I know you spoke. Just come up for a second. Come on. This young woman, I walked into, I don't know what the hell restaurant it was, but I walked into this restaurant. And we do it very quietly. We don't announce it. That's for, security reasons, everything. I walked in. She's behind the counter, and she didn't know I was coming. And she goes, it's President Trump. She looks at me. It's President Trump. You saved my college. And I said, how the hell do you know that? She said, you are, this one is so smart, so sharp. She grabbed me. She gave me a kiss. I said, I think I'm never going back home to the First Lady.
That was hysterical.
You were supposed to keep that quiet.
See, now, for the average politician, that's death. For me, I don't care.
Oh, just having a good old time.
Just having a good time there. Really good time.
This is Michaela Montgomery is her name. And let's keep going with it.
I just want to tell you, you are an unbelievable person with a great personality. You lit up the whole room. You lit up the whole room. I said, weeks later, I'd go, who is that person that was so incredible? She knew everything about me. She had no idea I was coming. She knew everything about me. And the historically black colleges and universities, I gave millions and millions, billions of dollars to. They kept coming back, and I said, why are you doing this? And we gave them long-term funding. And she knew that because she said her college, she loved her college. She said it was so great, right? You loved it.
The illustrious CAU.
Yeah, that's right. She loved her college, and she said, you saved my college. What was your college? Tell them.
The illustrious Clark Atlanta University.
And it was so impressive, and I felt so good because she really did. She really said, I said, did you like the college? She said, no, I loved that school. I loved that college, and that's what it's all about. But you are an incredible person. I think you have a tremendous future. I really do. And I'll do whatever I can to help you, okay? Thank you, guys. Thank you very much for that. Great job. You want to say something else?
Man,
Yeah, let me
I thought I was done. But I do want to add on to some of the remarks that were made by others, and we do need to do our best to get the message out there. The fight is nothing if all we do is talk about it amongst ourselves. So with that being said, since you said you'd help me, shameless plug, if y'all need anybody to knock doors, make phone calls, wave signs, get people out to the polls, call me at Conserve the Culture. Because not only do I mobilize the HBCU students so that they may get this message, but I'm the best person when it comes to black engagement in the black community. And nobody needs this message more than my folks. So do y'all care for real? Are y'all with us for real? ConserveTheCulture.com for any and all inquiries. Y'all can follow me at Miss Kayla, baby. I'm going to give it back to Big T.
Big T.
Big T. I'm not going back to the First Lady.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
So
they had
there was a
some fun
lot of
there,
love
man.
in that room, and he just seems on fire lately, despite all the hype for Kamala Harris. Just remember, folks, somebody start talking Kamala up to you, and it's it's one thing you disagree and you're just having a conversation about politics, but if they're getting your face about it, you just need to look at them and yell,
This is a Trump country.
yes, that's all you need to do. Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Red Top.
Hey, Red Top.
Hey, buddy. I know Clark Atlanta University very well when I lived there. By the way, they have a super good jazz radio station, WCLK.
Mm-hmm.
And their program director was very nice to me and Bosch, and he played our music on the radio on a black jazz radio station.
Cool.
Which I can't even. Greg still has not listened to my.
Get over it and move on. We're tired of hearing about it.
Okay, I know. And so Clark Atlanta University is awesome. It was when I was there. And I watched the rally, and Ben, he chewed up on the governor.
Oh, Brian Kemp?
Oh,
yeah.
He went over and over again. What a weak guy he was and all that, which kind of surprised me, but he's right. And the place was packed. And may I make a quick comment about the stock market stuff? Yeah. I did unbelievable deja vu with the dot-com crash of the 90s during the Clinton administration. Just really feels like it, Joey.
Yeah, and there are a lot of folks who've been calling this, saying that it's hard to predict exactly when reckoning will come, but the stuff we've been doing now for over a decade, we've been playing with fire.
Yeah.
Well, and also, it's bringing it back to the dot-com stuff, it was a fanatical phenomena in the 90s, all this dot-com stuff, and the stock market was only in the 900s then, which is hard to believe. And it really crashed bad because everybody's invested in this stuff. And I have a feeling AI is just a hype, man. It's been there for a long time. And it's really not what everybody says it is.
No, I disagree with you.
Well, it could be, but we'll see in the fullness of time, as our friend Dan would say.
Yes, sir.
By the way, any contact with Dan? Okay?
Not much contact lately. I'm assuming he's okay. Eddie talked to him a little after the Trump assassination attempt a few weeks back.
Yeah, it was fine. We had a good conversation. He
Wonderful. If you talk to him, tell him I still have my Dan Morris coffee cup from the riverboat cruise.
There you go.
Now, I'll tell him. He'll be happy to hear that.
I want to send him a picture of it because the handle actually has been broken. It hasn't been retired, Joey, but I hate to think how many damn gallons of coffee I drank out of that stuff. Cafe Bustelo, so it's a little bit stained on the inside. So someday I would like to get Dan's telephone number again. It's in another phone somewhere I'd like to send him. I go by his house all the time, but I'm certainly not going to stop him. Anyway, God bless him, Dan, if you're listening. We're always all thinking about you. And God bless Guy and his wife, too. Roll Tide, go Trump. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for the call, man. 272-9228. Now, you know the guy we go to for a lot of our economic news?
Yeah.
Peter St. On. Peter St. On saying data screams recession.
Yeah.
So let's listen in to Peter, see what he has to say.
Recession triggered reads the headline from Zero Hedge as jobs collapse, unemployment jumps, and the dreaded recessionary SAM rule triggers. The Fed seems to agree, with markets now predicting a half-point rate cut in September, and two of America's largest banks, JP Morgan and Citi, predicting another half-point cut at the following Fed meeting in November, just days after the election. A full point in two meetings qualifies as panic in central banking. And considering inflation is still in full swing and the Fed knows darn well that rate cuts make inflation go up, I would strongly suggest the Fed is battening down for a hurricane, whatever sweet nothings Jerome Powell is peddling these days to make sure the normies get blindsided. The dismal numbers come from Friday's job report, which alleges the U.S. added just 83,000 jobs last month, down from an alleged 206,000 the previous month.
Damn.
This is all alleged because aside from the revisions that come like clockwork, most jobs this year may actually be statistical illusion going by the household survey. Meanwhile, for a year now, we are seeing the new jobs are actually part-time gigs, while we lose almost the exact same number of full-time jobs. Plus, of course, the overwhelming majority of new jobs actually going to government workers, government welfare spending, and imported migrants. I mentioned in recent videos that native-born workers, which includes native-born immigrants, have had zero job growth since June of 2018. In terms of composition, last month, government and social assistance continued their takeover of the U.S. economy, hogging nearly 2/3 of all new jobs. The rest of the economy that actually produces stuff, from manufacturing, construction to transport and services, is down to just 1/3. Tallying it up, official unemployment jumped to 4.3%, which is the highest since October of 2021, when Bidenflation was running wild. Note that if you include discouraged workers who've given up on a job, the so-called U6 rate, official unemployment is almost 8%.
Damn.
And it's up a 0.5 point on the month. Even controlling for layoffs for Hurricane Beryl, that's roughly 300,000 new unemployed on the month. Finally, the jobs number triggered the dreaded SAM rule, widely cited in financial markets to predict recessions. The rule triggers when average unemployment goes a 0.5 point above its one-year low, and it just triggered. So what's next? Brought to you by Unchained.com. Going by rate cuts, the Fed is clearly panicked. The question is how much? If Morgan and Citi are correct that we're in for a full point of cuts in 2 meetings, that is a proper panic, suggesting the Fed knows a big one is coming or it's already here. And as always, they're hiding it instead of giving regular Americans the heads up.
Of course.
Fortunately, most Americans think we're already in recession. No, recessions typically aren't announced until 9 to 12 months after they began. So at least those Americans will be able to protect themselves. Well, they can protect their portfolios, not their jobs. As for the rest who are still merrily drinking the Kool-Aid, millions will get wiped out. A new episode of the podcast just dropped, as well as an interview with Lena Zaicha of Little Hodlers on starting a business in El Salvador and what it's like working with base President Bukele. Check them out at Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. Okay, we'll be watching. See you next time.
Good. Peter St. Onge, folks, great resource. And you can dive much deeper than these clips we play all the time. He and his business partner, Antoni, EJ Antoni, really do great work and breakdowns of what's going on in the world. And as you just heard him there, you can't be, buying the Kool-Aid. I think more and more Americans are waking up to, well, the problem here. More and more Americans are saying inside their own minds,
This is a Trump country.
Mhm.
We live in the southeast.
right,
We drink sweet tea. We don't drink socialist Kool-Aid.
272-9228 if you want to hop in on the program. This part of the program brought to you by Clearwater's Property Management. And there at Clearwater's, Reed Waters and his team are ready to help you with tree removal.
Yeah, buddy.
Or tree trimming. Or stump grinding.
Yep.
So tree removal is pretty obvious if you can see one tree is on its last leg. Or maybe it's already fallen and you just need to get it off the property.
Yeah, I've seen that, man.
They can help you in that regard. Tree trimming also crucial to protect your home. Say there's a branch overhang and they look like bad branches that are about to break.
Or you just want to clear up and make a nicer view.
Yeah, and like a line of sight thing, or maybe it's blocking the driveway, or it could be even small branches smacking up against the siding.
Not good, man.
Not good over the long haul. And of course, if you got an ugly stump in that front yard, you got to get rid of that eyesore. But even if it's in the backyard where nobody else but you can see it, it still attracts all sorts of nasty critters like termites, snakes. So why not get that stump taken out and have that yard looking all the better? Well, that's what Clearwater's Property Management can do for you. Call them today at 430-0376. That's 430-0376. And be sure to tell Reed and the team there at Clearwater's Property Management that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you. Now, as we go into this break, let's do a little real fake news from the Babylon Bee.
All right, what you got?
The headline is, Trump is scared to debate, says party whose last candidate had to quit politics after debate. Democrats have boldly declared President Trump to be scared of debating just a month after their last candidate was forced to quit politics forever after a debate with Trump. After our candidate called off the second debate and quit the campaign entirely, now Donald Trump wants to negotiate a new debate with our new candidate. What a chicken! said Democratic strategist Ben Marlow. We call on Donald Trump to debate our current candidate, which we reserve the right to switch out if the next debate goes poorly for us. Your move, Donald.
Sounds about right. Sounds about right.
The DNC has also accused Trump of cowardice after the former president questioned ABC's decision to insert the phrase "slay queen" into all moderator questions for Vice President Harris. As the party led by a man who quit in shame after being strong-armed by Nancy Pelosi, let me just say that Trump needs to man up, said Marlow. Now he wants to renegotiate the debate after we replaced our candidate with a woman who has never received a primary vote. Sounds like a scaredy pants to me. As of publishing time, Trump had agreed to debate Harris a week earlier than the originally scheduled debate, which Harris declined in a bold and brave example of standing her ground. Now, that really was an amazing thing over the weekend. He's scared of debate. It's like you had an agreement that he was going to debate Joe Biden, and you replaced Joe Biden. You don't just get to keep the same thing after you replace the guy we made the agreement with.
Why did they replace him? Because he did so well? Because he looked like he was so sharp and ready for the job?
I mean, according to the mayor, Mayor Reed, who's a surrogate for Harris, said it's not about like health issues.
No, he looked like a complete total moron. I don't know if that's healthy or not.
And by the way, did you see he did one of those? It's not great audio, so I won't play it, but it's reporters in his face on the tarmac as he's getting on the plane. And he goes, I cured the economy. I cured the economy. Somebody take him out to pasture already. Jill, what are you doing this weekend?
Oh, she's still mad.
Oh, yeah. Oh, have you seen the Hunter Biden text about all that?
Yeah.
So the politics will continue, but right now, like I was saying to a lot of folks last week, including the senator, like I'm thinking wider wars upon us if it's not already slowly happening in the Middle East, and that could metastasize to start rub up against the other wars going on in this world. And I think economic recession, if not worse, is upon us as well.
Yeah.
Like, the table is getting pretty full. I thought it was already set.
No, these are things I've been worried about the whole time. An economy can only take so much.
Right. Like, if you put too much on the lazy Susan, it ain't going to spin.
Right.
That's America these days. So y'all stay tuned. More news and views in the afternoon after this quick break.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
This is a Trump country.
Hi there, I'm Kim Williams with Alabama Home Mortgage.
And I'm Madeline Cannon. And we have some exciting news to share with you. We've been serving the state of Alabama for many, many years. And now we are able and ready to offer the same great mortgage financing in Georgia and Florida as well.
Our company may be Alabama Home Mortgage, but now we can finance your Georgia home mortgage and your Florida home mortgage too. We couldn't be more excited to extend our customer base to our neighboring states. For years, we have had customers call us in hopes we could assist them with purchasing their vacation cabin in North Georgia or their dream home in Florida. And now we can. For those of you who have family and friends that live in Florida and Georgia, be sure to tell them the good news.
Whether you are looking to purchase or refinance a home located in Alabama, Georgia, or Florida, you owe it to yourself to give Alabama Home Mortgage a call at 567-4223. That's 567-4223, or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com to complete an application on your time.
It's not just a slogan. Call Alabama Home Mortgage because, folks, there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586-36-8, Equal Housing Lender.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Hi, this is Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop. Listen every Saturday to Winning Wellness and learn from experts in different fields of science and technology how nutritional supplements can help you.
Listen to Winning Wellness every Saturday at 10 a.m.
Rich Thomas weather brought to you by Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. Truckers, if you are looking for green grass, contact Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. In business since 1959 and still growing. Call today, 855-777-9785.
Well, hi, everybody. Folks around the southeastern U.S. continuing to watch Debbie's track across northeast Florida and southeast Georgia. Today, for us, little or no short-term effect. Hot today with a high in the low to mid-90s. Triple-digit heat indices. Low tonight, 74. Scattered random afternoon and evening storms. But then by tomorrow, the number of storms will be rare. In fact, maybe no storms Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. High temperature near 100 by Wednesday. Late week, we'll be watching Debbie's very strange track. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
For the lowest prices around on flooring and DIY flooring installation supplies, Budget Floors and More is your new best friend. Luxury vinyl plank, carpet, ceramic tile, floor installation supplies, and more with prices lower than the big box stores. Budget Floors and More, Hunter Lane across from Del Rey to Publix.
This is Matt Woodham with Woodham Southside Firestone. As a businessman, you need to watch your advertising dollar. We've been using Blue Water Broadcasting for many years. Blue Water Broadcasting is the biggest bang for your buck. Blue Water Broadcasting and Woodham Southside Firestone, great combination.
Our advertisers are our biggest advocates. Call us to find out how radio can increase your bottom line. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
The River Region's News Talk Station. News Talk 93.1. WACV. News Talk 93.1.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. I'm Joey, he's Eddie.
What's up, Joey?
What's up? Well, apparently folks are like JD Vance, so stepped in it with the cat lady thing. Because you got cat ladies coming out of the boonies to be like, well, I just didn't. Like, I'm looking at a woman here that's wearing a shirt that says childless cat ladies for Kamala.
So they had a shirt made over the weekend?
Yeah, and I love it's like, wait, were you not going to vote for her before he said that?
Well, let's be honest. That cat lady probably had a press in her house to make things like that on the regular.
This is from the Los Angeles Times. Here's the headline.
Right.
At CatCon, some pounce at JD Vance over childless cat lady's remark. By the way, I think headline writers should be on perpetual suicide watch because they're only allowed to do puns, and you do
They're
enough
just so
puns.
awful, man.
You do enough puns, unless you're a dad.
Yeah, right.
You're going to end up a little self-loathing.
Right.
And I know a lot about that. The annual gathering of cat owners at the Pasadena Convention Center, known as CatCon, was underway last Saturday morning. Inside the center's large ballroom and exhibit space, thousands of attendees dressed in costumes or wore cat ears, furry tails, and shirts with hysterical puns as they strolled and gawked at hundreds of exhibition stands selling cat-related merchandise and products. Before I keep reading this, you know, there's nothing wrong with a great cat video, cat meme online.
Right.
Because they're hilarious.
Yes.
But do you want to go to a convention like this, Eddie?
No, because it sounded like the furries there with the dressing up of the cats and all that. We just celebrate cats?
But amid the sea of feline aficionados, 43-year-old Shannon Peace stood out for a different reason. Her shirt. That's why she stood out.
Yeah.
Printed on the front, it read, "Childless Cat Ladies for Kamala." I had a different shirt picked out for today. It had several cats and it said, "Ew, people," she said, chuckling. But then he made those comments. Peace was referring to Republican vice presidential nominee Senator J.D. Vance, who made headlines last week when a video of a 2021 interview with then Fox News host Tucker Carlson resurfaced, in which Vance likened Democratic leaders to childless cat ladies. Well, he said that because it's kind of accurate.
Yeah.
We are effectively running this country via the Democrats, via our corporate oligarchs, by a bunch of childless cat ladies who are miserable at their own lives and the choices they've made, and so they want to make the rest of the country miserable too, Vance said.
Yes.
It's just a basic fact. You look at Kamala Harris, Pete Buttigieg, AOC. The entire future of the Democrats is controlled by people without children. Harris has 2 stepchildren. That's the next line from the LA Times. The same thing. I'm sorry for all the stepdad. Maybe you adopted early and you really are mom or dad and you have been, but come on, it's not the same thing. Like, you ever have kids? No, I have stepkids. Yeah, okay, good. But would that be the same thing, Eddie?
Yeah,
it's not the same thing.
It's the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
It's the same thing.
What if you marry the person and the children are already grown?
Well, that's totally different. Yeah, that's totally different.
Buttigieg is in the process of adopting twins at the time.
He's not even gay.
What?
He's
Don't
not
start
even
with
gay.
that rumor.
It's not a rumor. It's innuendo.
No, it's the conspiracy online. Well, I'm tired of your rumor and innuendo. It's hurtful sometimes.
A lot of times it comes out to be true.
But the clip, along with others in which Vance described people without children as sociopathic, psychotic, and deranged, went viral on social media and sparked widespread backlash, including from celebrities such as comedian Chelsea Handler and actor Jennifer Aniston.
Okay.
Can we call him washed up?
Yeah, a little bit.
All I can say is, Mr. Vance, I pray that your daughter is fortunate enough to bear children of her own one day. I hope she will not need to turn to IVF as a second option, Aniston wrote on Instagram, because you are trying to take that away from her too. Like, literally, he is not. Like, these people are so brainwashed.
Yes, man.
And so up their own. Well, I'm not going to say what I'm going to say. They got cat on the brain all the time.
Yep.
Vance later addressed his remarks on the Megyn Kelly show and said they were a sarcastic comment toward the Democratic Party. Correct. Because context is always missing. It's not a criticism of people who don't have children. It's about criticizing the Democratic Party for being anti-family and anti-child. But for the lady wearing the Kamala's for cat ladies for Kamala shirt,
yeah,
she said the senator's remarks felt like an attack on her.
Of course they did.
You're talking about me. This is who I am. I'm child-free by choice. I have cats by choice. It's like he pointed a finger at me. It didn't appreciate, and I didn't appreciate it. I'm someone who never misses a chance to vote, and I do have a stake in the future of this country, so I was very offended by it.
How so? How are you so offended by it?
And a lot of people were complimenting her on her shirt. But that's not the only thing. You know, the LA Times really, I hope that reporter's getting paid handsomely, especially after all the layoffs.
To go and write final piece.
Go and write stuff like that.
Might have been her final piece.
Like, I seriously, somebody do a poll of CatCon. Let's see how many folks were voting Republican this time.
I would
Trump.
like to go just to see the crazies that are there now. Because I didn't really realize it was. I thought it'd be
it's over the top.
Cat people, you know?
No, I thought it'd be like a cat show.
Yeah. I mean, I know it'd be kind of.
Like a show with.
Yeah. I knew it'd be a kind of extreme people there, but not this kind of crazy.
Right. Well, you want to hear crazy, Eddie?
Yeah. Did you have a date this weekend?
No.
No.
Unless you want to call dinner with you and Craig a date.
That was fun.
Which I do not. But here are, let's pull them up on full screen.
All right.
2 childless cat ladies, and one's got is that a mandolin?
That Jerry Garcia?
And then an acoustic guitar. It might be a resonator guitar. No, I think it's just an acoustic with a nice
looks like a mandolin. It does
nice
look like
bridge
a
on
mandolin.
it. Yeah, it's a mandolin for sure. And apparently they did a song.
Okay.
About being childless cat ladies. Let's listen in.
All right.
So far, I kind of like the groove they've got going on.
Inviting.
Childless cat ladies creeping around, nothing but cats on our minds. Cats running around with their tails in the air, they're flashing their feline behinds. Childless cat ladies, young and old, cats are our pleasure and joys. They warm up our laps when the weather's cold, and we spin on tuna and toys. Cats can't vote, but we sure can. They need us to do it, and how? We'll take our cats to the polling booth, and we'll vote with a mighty meow.
and we'll vote with a...
Meow.
They're not helping their case. Let's be honest.
And I just love how everybody is like, here's my identity. And it could be anything. You could say anything about it. So the most random thing. There'll be somebody out there going, I'm attacked. I'm offended. And you know what I'm going to do about it? I'm going to go vote. Like it makes any difference.
Well, I'm glad. I mean, in the case, I guarantee they'll vote this time. And they're enjoying a couple minutes of fame. They look like complete morons, but hey, been there. Just good Lord.
I can only make it through so much of that. This part of the program brought to you, brought to you by Best Pro Services. And they're at Pest Pro. Ashley and her team are ready to help you with all those pest problems you might have. It could be a particular job like mosquito treatment to get that yard done so you can actually enjoy your backyard without them attacking you and eating all that sweet meat on you.
Or you can have those fire ants. Like, after all this rain, I'm seeing the red mounds pop up. Or I noticed over the weekend, and you can contact them, army ants.
Really?
Yes. Lots of people are having breakout problems with that.
With army ants?
Yep.
Huh.
And army worms, too, man. Army worms are tearing up people's yards. I've seen Pest Pro being dispatched several times. So be careful, especially my understanding is with your yard and the worms that your yard will come back. However, it makes your yard go from beautiful to butt ugly in like a day.
So if you're tired of that nasty look, Pest Pro Services has your back. Or if you're just looking for a great local pest control company with skilled professionals, trusted folks that have been growing leaps and bounds over the last few years because they're that good and people are, starting to understand around the river region, that is Pest Pro Services. Let them be your everyday pest control company at 265-9990. That's 265-9990. Or you could always go to ppsriverregion.com or just search Pest Pro on the book of faces. When you want to know, call a pro. Pest Pro Services, and be sure to tell Ashley and that fantastic team that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you. You don't want to hear the second verse of this?
There's a second verse?
The second verse.
All right, why not? He's rocking that mandolin.
It's pretty good solo, yeah.
Hey, diddle diddle, cat and the fiddle, there's a cow and a dish and a spoon.
Okay, you didn't write that.
There's a crazy man with tiny hands and a mind that belongs on the moon. There's a Persian, a calico, a Maltese, and Max. All cats are welcome to us. It's a cat lover's elegy written with thanks. In cat people we put our trust. Cats can't vote, but we sure can. They need us to do it, and how?
Sing along, Eddie.
We'll take our cats to the polling booth and we'll vote with the mighty owl. Vote with the mighty meow. We'll vote with the mighty meow.
That's just awful. They are childless, though, right?
I guess so.
Hoping it kind of ended with him.
I think listening to that, my thing just fell off.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
This is your roving reporter, and today I am talking with an elk. Hey man, Mr. Elk, I was just wondering, what do elk do to take care of their money? Well, like most smart folks, we call David Erdit. You mean Alabama's most favorite asset preservationist? That's him, man. We call him up at 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. I see. Yes, he is our preferred money man. The money man with the money plan. You've been paying attention. Well, could you give us those numbers one more time? 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. And I just want to try to give you a heads up, man. Oh, what's that? I'm not an elk. Not an elk, huh? Well, then, pray tell, what are you? Knights of Columbus. I am not even going to make a comment. Well, the baby liked it.
Hey guys, this is Todd Clark with River Region Contracting, your premier roofing contractor in Central Alabama. So remember the name, River Region Contracting, for all your roofing needs. We're not affiliated with any other roofing company in the River Region. We've been in the roofing business since 2005. We don't have to buy our leads, and we don't have to knock on doors when the storms come around. We have thousands of satisfied customers throughout central Alabama. So call us at 334-356-8635. That's 334-356-8635.
Don't you love the feeling of coming home to a clean house? Let Southern Bell's Cleaning Service get your home in order. Families in the River Region trust Southern Bell's because they know Callan and Jesse will show up on time and believe in cleaning the old-fashioned way. They bring all their own supplies and specialize in full-service, residential, commercial, vacant properties, and construction cleanup. Estimates are always free. Call Southern Bells today at 546-0715 or follow them on Facebook at Southern Bells Cleaning River Region.
Live local talk. The River Region's only 24-hour News Talk FM station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
This is the Trump country.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back.
This is a Trump country?
This is a Trump country. Okay. Yeah. 272-9228 if you want to get in on the program. Where is everybody? I guess people just don't care anymore.
Nah, I guess not.
But Eric's here. Hey, Eric. How you doing?
What up, dog?
Hola.
Bonjour.
Buongiorno, mine hairs. Did y'all just have Carol Baggins on there singing?
Carol Baskins?
Yeah, that one.
She kind of looked like it, to be quite honest.
I got Frodo and Carol mixed up. My bad.
I swear, Carol Baskins ground up her husband in a like sausage. Like, right. I love still that America, like, as we're getting locked down during COVID, the brand new thing on Netflix is Tiger King. I don't think America's ever been the same.
No.
Since those days.
No, not really.
Really not. You want to talk about somebody who can convince somebody else to do something that they really don't want to do is that guy. He had 3 straight white guys living the life down there at the Tiger Farm. Y'all come on down.
I think everyone that was involved in that movie that had the tigers, even that kind of creepy guy, with the long hair, I think all of them had been arrested at this point.
Yeah. Well, come on down. The Met's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think all of them. Yeah.
In other news, water's wet.
Yeah.
Florida's in the panhandle. I mean, who could have saw that coming?
Yeah, Florida's wet right now. They're getting drenched.
You see that meme about Debbie, the hurricane?
Which
in
one?
Florida?
I've seen a couple.
The one where it says Debbie's. There's a movie that.
Okay, just stop it right now. I already get the joke.
I did.
What?
I was trying not to go crazy.
What?
I'll tell you later, Joey. I mean, Eddie.
Thank you.
All right. Well, happy Monday.
Happy
I
Monday.
Go to the doctor and get a shot in the butt, and maybe my day will get better from here.
Just remember, Eric.
This is the Trump country.
Did you say this is a top country?
No, this is a guy outside of Trump's rally in Atlanta over the weekend, Asian man.
This is the Trump country. We live in the southeast.
Southeast.
We drink sweet tea. We don't drink socialist Kool-Aid.
Yeah. That's right.
Amen, brother. Tell him again. Somebody get that guy. Somebody get
this
that guy.
This is the Trump country.
This is a Trump country. Ooh, maybe Trump will bring him on stage next time.
Oh, that'd be great.
Wouldn't it? Wouldn't
That'd
it?
be fantastic, yeah.
All right, y'all. Keep it up.
See you, dog.
Let's go to line 1. You're on there. Who's this?
It's Joey from Pratt.
Hey, Joey
Hey, man,
from
what's
Bradford.
happening?
How you doing?
Oh, if I was any better, I'd be a twin. Hey, I'm going to tell you what. The fact that you were just earlier, and you mentioned Buttigieg, and then right after that, you used the word innuendo.
Mm-hmm.
And Eddie did not mention anything else about the association of those two words.
Correct.
How can you use the word innuendo and Buttigieg in the same sentence and it not be funny?
No, I agree. Just got a dry crowd.
Well, I was trying to move on because his rumor and innuendo can sometimes be hurtful.
I know what else would be hurtful, probably.
Oh, good God.
Hey, Eddie.
Yes, sir.
I saw you mentioned army worm.
Yeah.
Did you see an article? I want to say I actually saw it on like one of the Blaze sites or Newsmax or something like that, but they're called hammerhead worms.
No, I have not.
And hey, if you ever see one, don't touch it. It's supposed to be highly, highly poisonous.
Ooh.
But that they have migrated and been found in parts of Alabama.
I think I've seen something
I'm
about
pulling
it
it up on the stream
they
now. That is freaky, man.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yep.
If you ever see one, do not touch it.
Ooh.
Thank you for the advice.
Yes, sir.
That's a bad way to go.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah. You gentlemen have a good day.
You too, Joey.
272-9228. This part of the program brought to you by All Pro Heating, Air, and Electrical. And it's right there in the name, folks.
That's right.
They can help you with your HVAC system or your electrical system. And it could be you're just looking for basic checkups and maintenance on those systems, or you want to add to. Maybe it's time for a new HVAC unit or just to upgrade part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Or it could be time for you to get a Generac generator.
I'm telling you, man, storm seasons are only going to get worse and worse from here.
Exactly right. And so whether you need to keep things like medical devices on, or maybe last time the power went out, it took forever for
maybe
the power company to
rural.
get back on. Yeah. My dad actually got a Generac generator. He's in Lillian, Alabama, right on the bay, and he's like 30 minutes anywhere like a store. So they have a generator ready to go. And of course, All Pro Heating, Air, and Electrical can install a brand new Generac generator and make sure the power stays on when you need it. So check them out today. You can always go to allproheatingair.com or give them a call at 301-1961. That's 301-1961. And be sure to tell them that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you. We'll be right back. Take some calls up to the top hour break. If y'all can be patient on hold, we'll talk to you then.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. The United States preparing for any Iranian retaliation following last week's killing of a top Hamas leader in Tehran. Administration members have been reaching out to Western and Middle East allies and partners about defending Israel from an expected Iranian counterstrike. Firefighters did make some progress over the weekend against California's largest wildfire of the year. However, the Park Fire, which erupted in the Wilderness Park in the Sierra Nevada foothills east of Chico, is still burning and has now grown to over 400,000 acres and is 30% contained. The Park Fire is now the fourth largest wildfire in California history. The Dow is down 890 points, the NASDAQ Composite losing 479. This is SRN News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit. 800-885-3333. That's 800-885-3333. 800-885-3333.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Alabama Wholesale Lumber. Alabama Wholesale Lumber, serving the river region with the best quality building materials for decades. Contractor to do-it-yourselfer. Call Alabama Wholesale Lumber.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Folks around the southeastern U.S. continuing to watch Debbie's track across northeast Florida and southeast Georgia today. For us, little or no short-term effect. Hot today with a high in the low to mid-90s. Triple-digit heat indices. Low tonight 74. Scattered random afternoon and evening storms. But then by tomorrow, the number of storms will be rare. In fact, maybe no storms Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. High temperature near 100 by Wednesday. Late week, we'll be watching Debbie's very strange track. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Whether you're buying a home or auto or consolidating debt, CB&S Bank's personal loans get you where you need to go. Go to cbsbank.com to find a location near you or apply online today. All loans subject to credit approval, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, here's today's top stories. Montgomery woman Amy Dix, who was left paralyzed while caught in the crossfire of a shootout on Atlanta Highway in April, will be receiving a specially equipped custom van today. Toyota of Montgomery will present Amy with the van, which is valued at more than $100,000 this afternoon. A two-vehicle crash has claimed the life of a Hayneville man. 60-year-old Willie Coleman was fatally injured when his Mercedes collided head-on with a van driven by 22-year-old Crystal DeJesus Gambino of Montgomery late Friday night. The crash occurred on Highway 231, 2 miles south of Wetumpka. You may hear gunfire, sirens, and helicopters in Prattville today as an active shooter training drill is conducted. The exercise will take place at Prattville Christian Academy on Old Farm Lane from 7 a.m. until noon. Role players will be testing emergency response in real-life conditions as if an active shooter is on campus. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Granger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Gumtown John, you know, he's a regular on the live stream.
Yes, he is.
You can join him at Joey Clark Live on YouTube or at the Joey Clark on Twitter X. A lot of folks watch it on Twitter today, and if you're just tuning in, it's a local talk radio show. We're trying to still make these sort of things work. Here in Montgomery, Alabama, and we cover all sorts of stories. Gumtown John writing in saying that duet by the old Childless Cat Ladies gave my ears cancer.
I can see that.
That does add up. Let's go to Crawdad. Hey, Crawdad, how you doing?
Good afternoon. How are you, gentlemen?
All right.
My brother was listening to the news earlier, and the name of Tulsi Gabbard popped up. I did not know if you all had covered the story of what's happening with Tulsi Gabbard.
We have not gotten to it today, but apparently she was placed on a TSA terror watch list program called Quiet Skies.
Right.
And many are claiming this is revenge for criticizing the Democratic Party and Biden and Kamala.
Yeah, there you go.
Of course, their argument's probably, oh, it was a mistake.
Of course.
Sure.
After the inconvenience, sure.
Yeah, TSA has never been ever mistaken. No.
Just mistakes of that size are not made innocently.
Nope.
Now, I tell you what, in the Hawaiian, I like Tulsi Gabbard quite a bit, and she would have made a really good candidate for the Democrats, but she was too normal for them. And so I would say in Hawaiian, I would say mahalo. Mahalo.
Mahalo.
That's right. And Ms. Gabbard, fantastic person, fantastic American, and I agree that somebody was putting whatever pressure they could on her as a person. Now, the reason they got my attention, a gentleman who is passed now, I think he would probably be 93 now. He was a really good friend with my father, and his name was James Gillespie of Millbrook. He got on the bad guy list because there was a James Gillespie who was with the IRA. Is that right? The Irish
Republican Army.
Yeah. Okay, so that name had been floating around still in a watch list. And Jimmy was going to do some business and things, and his name was crossed up. These folks in our government could not even discern the difference with a person who has fingerprints, physical ID, birth certificate in the United States, all of that data, that he is not Irish Republican. They bugged Jimmy and locked down his bank even.
Good God.
That's right. I mean, they went to the really just, I don't know, Jimmy was just simply the name was enough to get them to screw up a job of trying to find a guy by the same name. So there are stupid people in our government, and then there are evil people in our government.
Well, actually, I think there is a Tulsi Gabbard in Hezbollah, so maybe that's the same sort of mix-up. I appreciate the call, Corrado.
Thank you.
Let's go to line 3. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, Joey, Postman.
Hey, Postman. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going? It's been a while since I talked.
Yes, sir.
Hey, listen, that worm that caller was talking about earlier, yes, it is toxic. And the mucus on it will cause skin irritation, eye irritation. And the best way to get rid of it is just destroy its head. Because if you cut the part of the body, it will still live.
Oh, grow back. Regenerate.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Chlorine, salt, and just destroy its head. Yeah.
Man, you reminded me of being a kid figuring out when salt killed snails. Like, that memory just rushed back. Wow.
Yeah, the word is call the extension service and tell them that it's in the area. They'll come out and make an assessment or whatever. And you know, but the best way is just get rid of it by just killing the head and putting salt on it.
There you go.
All right.
Well, I appreciate it, Postman.
All right.
Have a good one, bud.
272-9228. Yeah, that's a nasty looking thing. I'm looking at it again.
You ever eat a worm before, Joey?
No, I don't think I've ever eaten a worm. I've had chocolate covered ants. I've had crickets. Trying to think insects I've tried. And honestly, like all that stuff is like doesn't really taste like anything. Like I'd be a little squirmish if it was like a big old cricket alive still. Yeah. That'd be a little much. But like most of the time when you see these things fried up and whatnot, like it just takes on whatever you cooked it in.
Yeah. Well, a week or so ago, I ate some mayflies and didn't mean to.
Ate some mayflies?
Yeah, they were hatching around the lake, and I was riding in the boat and had my mouth open.
Well, shut your mouth.
Honest to God, they taste like Mexican spice, just like suddenly, just bam.
Like you want to put it on some
I just like
elote?
It took me a second to realize these are bugs, and it was just like spice. It's like very spicy.
So let's go back to the Trump rally in Atlanta.
Oh, yeah.
This was one of the viral clips out of that rally.
You know, some people have been with me long before I ran. They would say Trump should run, that we had Romney. Remember Romney? And they did polls. Romney and Paul Ryan, what a combination that was. Whoops, there we go off Fox. Fox just won. No, Paul Ryan's on the board of Fox. What a mistake that was. But they had Romney and Paul Ryan. What a team that was. They got clobbered. They got clobbered. The choice of this election could not be more stark. On the one hand, you have a radical left freak. You have a candidate who is fake, fake, fake. On the other hand, you have a president who will fight, fight, fight for America. Fight, fight, fight. I will, I promise.
There you go, folks. Just a little taste. I'm not going to play entire rallies because he does go on for over an hour or two.
He can talk.
Yeah.
He can talk, man.
It does stretch out. And a lot of it's impromptu. Like he's going off prompter and like just kind of spitballing.
Yeah.
And if something works, he keeps it in the speech. Kind of like a stand-up comedian does it. Which, by the way, did you watch the Joe Rogan thing live?
No, I watched it the next morning.
Yeah, I watched it live.
I knew I was.
And there was something.
Going to make it.
There is something about live events, and we've kind of lost it with a lot of entertainment. Sports is still a huge live event, but there are fewer and fewer live events in entertainment that really grab people. I guess wrestling too is a live event.
I think they're too scared of messing up.
Yes.
They want it to be perfect.
Exactly
and I think
right.
That's ridiculous.
No, and I think it added to, like, Rogan had a heckler.
Oh yeah, yes.
And he just put him in his place, but then kind of roped him back in too. Like I thought it was really good.
I thought it was really good.
It made it a little more of a high wire act, and it seemed like if you weren't thinking it was live, it seemed like a normal comedy special they put out on Netflix. And usually, they shoot it 2-3 times, the same place, and you have different cuts.
But I hope this and like that Brady roast. I hope that kind of encourages people to bring the live back.
Yeah,
because it is exciting.
I think.
It's exciting.
WWE is going to be uncensored on Netflix.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And they're going to be targeting
20
to 30 something year old guys. Like, it's because a lot of the wrestling fans, you go through phases and waves in wrestling where it's more kid oriented.
Yeah.
And those kids grow up. And so you're like, okay, our biggest
gotta capture that
cohort is that group now, and they're a little more adult. So
they got a little more money now. They can buy the Netflix.
And honestly, I watched WrestleMania, but I haven't been keeping up with any of that stuff. But it is.
But when you watch it now, do you feel your excitement building back up again? You kind of getting drawn back in, or do you watch it a little more skeptical of?
No, it's more like I watch it I watch it like I watch. I watched the new House of the Dragon season, or a lot of it yesterday. So I watch it kind of like I watch a fictional TV show.
Gotcha.
Like, is the story good? Is the spectacle good? All this, yeah. And sometimes
you're not getting drawn in too tight.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still a mark for like Taker. Like at WrestleMania where John Cena gets taken out, or The Rock gets taken out by Undertaker. I'm like, okay, that's great. Like I'm reliving childhood all over again. Now, we played for you the Cat Ladies and their song. We read the Los Angeles Times Cat Ladies for Kamala piece at CatCon.
Crazies for Kamala.
Well, here's Usha. You know who Usha is, right? Usha Vance.
J.D. Vance's wife. Lovely wife.
Ainsley for Fox News on Fox and Friends. Probably the loveliest on Fox and Friends in the morning.
Yeah.
Well, it's not much of a competition. Sorry, Ainsley.
Not really.
I wonder how much work Brian Kilmeade's had done.
A lot.
This is the key question. They're going to talk about childless cat ladies.
That are out there that I have to ask you about. In 2021, JD said, we are effectively run by a bunch of childless cat ladies taking aim at government leaders who don't have children. What was your reaction?
Well, I mean, I took a moment to look and actually see what he had said and try to understand what the context was and all that, which is something that I really wish people would do a little bit more often.
Yep.
And the reality is, he made a quip in service of making a point that he wanted to make that was substantive, and it had actual meaning. And I just wish sometimes that people would talk about those things, and that we would spend a lot less time just sort of going through this 3-word phrase or that 3-word phrase, because what he was really saying is that it can be really hard to be a parent in this country. And sometimes our policies are designed in a way that make it even harder. And we should be asking ourselves, why is that true? What is it about our leadership and the way that they think about the world that makes it so hard sometimes for parents? And that's the conversation that I really think that we should have. And I understand why he was saying that.
Pretty straightforward, but good luck, Usha, on people actually
good luck
being and acting in good faith and looking into context and whatnot. That's just not the world that we exist in. 272-9228. If you want to hop in on the conversation, this part of the program brought to you by Smokehouse Pit Barbecue. And Eddie and I went Friday morning.
Yeah, it was quite delicious, was it not?
It was awesome. I got cheese grits, bacon.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you had a big old plate.
A Kaneka biscuit with American cheese.
Mm-hmm. I had the omelet, the Kaneka omelet, and it was amazing.
Mm-hmm. And we both looked at the Fat Boy breakfast, which is their sampler, like all their breakfast meats.
Yeah.
A pancake, which is a huge old pancake. And both of us looked at eggs and all.
Yeah,
it's everything.
Yeah.
Think, Fat Boy breakfast. It kind of, the name describes it all. We both looked at it and go, yeah, we could easily eat that. Like,
I think I'm going to try it next time.
Yeah?
Think so.
Yeah, I'll join you.
Just to see if how much of it I can knock out.
I'll
Because I
join you.
do feel like the other day I was pretty hungry. I felt like if nothing else, I could have made a really good din in it.
Oh, yeah, easily.
Yeah. Now, I wouldn't have eaten nothing for the next 3 days, but still.
And you might be thinking, wait, a barbecue place, Smokehouse Pit Barbecue, does breakfast? Yes, not only do they do breakfast, it's probably the best breakfast in town.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's incredible destination for breakfast. But of course, if you're looking for some great barbecue for lunch or dinner, just want to stop by, pick it up, or sit in there, say on a Friday night at the open bar with the live entertainment going, Smokehouse Pit Barbecue is back, baby, where it's always been, but under new ownership with the original recipes. They're at Main Street in Millbrook. So check them out today, and be sure to tell them, be sure to find them and say, hey, tell your waiter, tell your waitress that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you. 272-9228 is, still the number. Just seeing if anything's breaking, if in fact Iran has actually attacked yet.
No, I don't think they have. One breaking story I caught that I know you're interested in.
Yeah.
It's Kamala's husband, Doug. His ex-wife, she comes out in defense of Doug and his cheating with a nanny. Said that he's a great friend and a great father.
Other than the whole stooping the nanny thing.
Other than that, other than, caused our divorce, other than him being unfaithful, hey, good guy. Yeah. The nanny.
Wow. Just wow. Like, it's amazing what politics will make people say. At the end of the day, I can't necessarily blame the woman.
No, I'm assuming she got an extra zero in her settlement.
Right. But here is Doug. This is a recent sit-down interview he did. Not only did he sleep with the nanny, I think he got her pregnant.
Yeah, he did.
Because that's great. Seriously, if they're going to try to make this guy the first gentleman or whatever, let's listen in.
Let's talk about masculinity for a moment.
Masculine as I can be.
No, just the way that question was asked. Let's talk about masculinity for a moment.
A little soy boyish, to be honest.
Well, it is Jonathan K. Park.
Oh.
Let's talk about masculinity for a moment. Right. Has being second gentleman changed your own view of perceived gender roles or what it means to be a man?
This is something I've thought about a lot and something I've spoken about a lot. God. There's too much of toxicity. It's masculine toxicity out there, and we've kind of confused what it means to be a man, what it means to be masculine, where you've got this trope out there that you've got to be tough and angry and lash out to be strong. It's just the opposite. Strength is how you show your love for people. Strength is how you are for people and how you have their back and how you stick up for other people and pushing out against bullies. I mean, that's what I believe it is. So,
because when you're pushing up against bullies, you never show strength and you don't lash out in anger, right? Except y'all do that crap all the time.
Right.
But you do it in a passive-aggressive way. Like, I'm on the right side of history, and I'm a good person, unlike you. Don't be going to the gym too often, bro. You end up a right-winger sort of thing.
That can happen?
Seriously, this is the guy?
That's the guy.
Every time I can speak against this toxicity, we're seeing it with our younger people. We're seeing it in our discourse and our politics. In the media, you're seeing it as it relates to so many of the issues that we're pushing back on. So I think it's a problem, and I'm going to continue to use this platform every time I get to speak out against this toxic masculinity that's out there.
Well, you don't have to worry about that very much longer.
Moral lectures from that guy.
Yeah.
And yet the ex-wife is now defending him.
Yeah, defending him, literally coming out defending him.
That's a man right there.
Yeah.
It's a man right there. Oh, and there's more cringe. There's a lot more cringe going on.
Isn't there always?
No, there's no shortage of it, because now let's go to, I don't know if it's toxic femininity or masculinity. Something is toxic, though, about Nancy Pelosi's face. Listen to this claim she made about Joe Biden.
In a good place to make whatever decision, the top of his game. Such a consequential president of the United States, a Mount Rushmore kind of president of the United States. Want to know what comes next.
That he belongs up there on Mount Rushmore. Lincoln and Joe Biden.
But you got Teddy Roosevelt up there, and he's wonderful. I don't say take him down, but you can add Biden.
Even Leslie Stahl was taken aback by that drunken fool.
Just shocking amounts of horse crap.
Yep. But maybe that was her deal with Joe. If you leave, I'll try to get you on Mount
Rushmore. We'll praise
Rushmore.
you to the heavens.
Yeah.
Good God, man. Here, let's go to line one. You're on the air. Who's this?
This is Michael.
Hey, Michael.
Well, if you pay attention to what's going on these days, you know they're making the men soft. They're making the women even softer. I think what they're doing is they're preparing these people to not have a backbone, so that when they come after America, who's going to be there to stand up and fight for it? A bunch of soft nannies.
So boys.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you look at what's going on and the push towards socialism. Why don't these people that are so gung-ho about socialism just go ahead and move to Venezuela for a year? Get a taste of it. See if that's what you want.
Yeah, and
anyway, enjoy the shows, guys.
Appreciate it, Michael.
Thank you,
Really
Michael.
Appreciate it. And it's gotten to a point where it is, I genuinely thought for, say, late teens, early 20s, that being harmless is a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Can't be in this world.
Doesn't mean you go harm people.
No.
You don't need to be a sadist or a psychopath. But if you're incapable of defending yourself at all, I mean, even verbally, or just having a backbone at all, always being the nice guy, yeah, you do finish last.
Yep.
And what gets me is these fake nice guys are some of the worst people in the world who will cut your testicles off if you get in their way.
Yeah.
That's so many people in politics. They're so nice, and they stand on etiquette. And being polite in polite society, our discourse has been coarsened. Yeah, except around election day when you need to win, right?
Just as much our fault. We don't call our own out half the time, and that's the thing. We let our politicians lie from us. We don't even get mad when we catch them in a lie anymore.
Now let's go to line 3. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey guys, it's Bill.
Hey, Bill.
So I'm confused. If Joe Biden is a Mount Rushmore president, then why did they ask him not to run?
Because they're full of crap and they want to win.
I mean, it makes no sense. He is a Mount Rushmore president that can't run for a second term.
Right. The stock market may be way down over the week, but you still can buy shares of EnemaSupply.com because there's a lot of people that need them.
Oh, he is dumb as a rock.
Oh, and that little tidbit of wisdom came from Nancy Pelosi. I mean, you don't have to look at a more substantial, down-to-earth, you got to vote for the bill to see what's in it kind of person.
There you go.
Vote for the bill to see what's in it. That's right.
We're doing good.
You know, politics, it is really hard to get very serious about politics these days because you've got these morons like Nancy Pelosi and Kamala Harris that open their mouth. And when they do, word salad comes out that doesn't make any sense.
Yep. Yeah, it's just not good. So much of it is just
Not
depressing.
good.
And not good. Thus, the mockery that
Yeah.
we try to supply every day.
I will say this, and I mean this is from as deep in my heart as it gets.
Mm-hmm.
If Christians don't start standing up for this nonsensical stuff that the left is promoting and putting out there, I mean, you got to look no further than the open ceremony of the Olympics to say, what in the world is going on and who's got the control button? Because they need to push it. It ain't working. It ain't good. I mean, it has gotten so far ridiculous now to the point of we promote abortion and we disguise it as a woman's right. Does a man not have a voice in that?
Nope.
Did the woman get pregnant by herself?
No.
Because if she did, then there's a lot of guys that shouldn't be paying child support. And with that little tidbit of wisdom, I bid you fellas a fond adieu.
Thank you, sir.
Y'all have a great afternoon.
See you, Bill.
272-9228. Hey, speaking of toxic masculinity,
Yeah.
this part of the program brought to you by Montgomery Men's Health.
Good folks.
And men, you should get a regular men's health routine.
Oh, definitely.
What do I mean? Get tested for testosterone levels and also PSA check. And Montgomery Men's Health can do just that for you. Even if you're not having any real signs or symptoms, it's always good to double check, see where your scores are. But if you are experiencing symptoms of low T, and what could that be? A lack of energy and drive, physically and mentally, including a decrease in your sex drive. You're just never in the mood. You feel like you're walking through life in a fog, losing muscle mass, getting a little fatter around the middle, and it's not like you change your diet or you're eating too much more. All that could be a sign of low testosterone. And the providers there at Montgomery Men's Health can conduct a testosterone-focused lab workup plus a consultation for only $99. And you can actually book the same day you call. They have low T treatments there too. They can truly change lives. Men can experience higher energy, better gains in the gym. That's right, brother. Better mental clarity, improved sleep patterns, a faster metabolism. You usually even notice an increased libido. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
Not at all, Joey.
So call them today, 440-3663. That's 440-3663. Or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com to book your appointment today. Now, coming up, we have the weird story from RFK Jr.
Yeah.
Like, he probably is the most interesting man in the world. Because I didn't walk away with this story going, oh, he's just a bad guy or he's just weird.
No.
I was like, what? How does this even happen?
I think he's a bad guy. A little weird, but it's strange.
But I think it was 4 years ago today. Well, no, wait. This was in May of 2024 on the 24th of May.
Okay.
May 24th, 2024. This is from Kamala HQ. They tweeted that in May of this year. That 4 years ago today, Trump claimed the stock market would crash if Joe Biden was elected. In parentheses, the stock market has reached the highest levels ever recorded in history under President Biden.
And you know what? I'm not so far away from that again, believe it or not. But if Biden gets in, the market will crash.
Well, I wonder how long Kamala HQ is going to keep that tweet up.
I would suggest they take it down.
So a lot of people are sharing it today.
As the market is steadily.
But again, these are the same folks like Nancy Pelosi who, say,
to make whatever decision, top of his game.
Biden,
Such a
top of his game.
consequential president of the United States, a Mount Rushmore kind of president.
Even Leslie Stahl found that to be funny.
Yeah. Makes me want to pull up the old Norm Macdonald clip of being on The View. It's like, I think we need to get murder out of the White House. Pissing off Barbara Walters.
Oh, yeah. She don't have a great sense of humor.
Yeah, you folks that have been controlling the conversation and having it so dignified, our dignified discourse, no, you're some of the worst people ever.
Yeah.
And if you were doing a good job, we'd leave you alone, but you're not.
That's the problem. We left them alone and look at the spotlight.
More debt, more impoverishment, more theft on a grand scale, more war, more lies, and everything is now a question of politics. Nothing is personal or sacred. Just the profane fight for more and more and more power.
Yep.
Good job. But why can't you just be polite about it? Maybe it's because I don't feel that way about it. And it's your politeness, it's your etiquette that's used as a tool to manipulate and hurt people. And you do it all the time. And there are millions of us sick of it. But coming back, we'll get into that Bobby Kennedy story.
Okie doke.
Y'all stay tuned.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Yes?
Howdy, ma'am. I'm Bill, the electrician.
Oh, hello, Bill. Say, I like your houndstooth hat. Bama fan?
Well, sorta.
Oh, you're also wearing a War Eagle sweatshirt and a Troy jacket.
Yeah, well, I grabbed a hot wire last week. Kinda scrambled my brain.
Electricity is nothing to trifle with. That's why you only want electricians who are safety conscious and code compliant, like the experts at Crosby Electric.
Okay, ma'am, you take this 2x4, and if you notice I ain't saying much, give me a good knock on the head.
What?
All Crosby Electric team members are trained to make safety our #1 priority, to avoid dangerous situations.
All ready to go, ma'am. Just have to connect this wire and... Oh.
Bill, are you okay?
Oh, yeah. Good as new.
Yeah, sure. Who's your favorite team?
Pistachio?
Don't take chances with electricity. Call the experts at Crosby Electric or visit us at crosbyelectric.com.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values. This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network is brought to you by Ernest Financial.
If you're tired of losing your money in the stock market, call David Ernest, 334-279-7431. Ernest Financial, LLC.
Well, hi, everybody. Folks around the southeastern U.S. continuing to watch Debbie's track across northeast Florida and southeast Georgia. Today, for us, little or no short-term effect. Hot today with a high in the low to mid-90s. Triple-digit heat indices. Low tonight, 74. Scattered random afternoon and evening storms. But then by tomorrow, the number of storms will be rare. In fact, maybe no storms Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. High temperature near 100 by Wednesday. Late week, we'll be watching Debbie's very strange track. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Web Bobo with Capital Tractor. Soon we'll be moving to a brand new location in Montgomery. During our big moving sale, get a great deal on a Kubota with 0% APR up to 84 months with approved credit. Now through September 30th, 2024. See Capital Tractor in Montgomery or go to KubotaUSA.com for more details.
On FM, on your smartphone, and online, the River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. Now, without further ado, here is RFK Jr. We'll just start and stop, listen. This is a story, and he tweeted it out himself. It's his RFK's official account.
Ahead of something, right?
Yeah, he says in the tweet, looking forward to seeing how you spin this one at the New Yorker.
Okay.
So apparently the New Yorker got wind of this story that's sort of the stuff of legend in New York City from years back. But because there was a big deal made out of it. But let's let RFK Jr. tell the story himself. And this is, I believe, on Roseanne's podcast, Roseanne Barr.
Correct me up. She's had more, I guess, it's her name draw, but she's had more good guests in the probably past month and a half than I ever thought she'd have on that podcast, period. People are going to talk to her.
She still holds court, too. They said,
oh, yeah.
Got a unique energy when she goes to big events and stuff. They're in Austin. Yeah.
I didn't see that in her, but I'm glad to see that she's hanging in there.
So here's RFK Jr. describing what went down with some bear one day.
I was taking a group of people falconing up in Goshen, New York, up in the Hudson Valley.
Taking a group of people falconing. So that's pretty interesting and cool.
Pretty cool.
And I was supposed to meet them there at maybe 8 or 9. I was driving up maybe, really early, 7. And that woman in a van in front of me hit a bear and killed it, a young bear. So I pulled over and I picked up the bear and put him in the back of my van because I was going to skin the bear. And it was very good condition. And I was going to put the meat in my refrigerator. And you can do that in New York State. You can get a bear tag for a roadkill bear.
So, we were just talking about masculinity. I think he's got me beat. If I saw somebody hit a bear, my first thought wouldn't be I'm going to get it and skin it and
I like
save the meat.
Not so much saving the meat, but skinning the bear.
You ever eaten bear?
Yeah, I didn't like it.
I'm not eating
greasy.
Any.
Just was too greasy for me.
Anyway, so somebody, as he's going falconing, somebody in front of him hits a young bear, and he wants to take the bear, skin it, and put the meat in his fridge.
He said it's legal.
And you can get a bear tag in New York State.
And so then we went hawking, and I had the bear in my car.
Okay, they were falconing, but then they went hawking. I guess that's the same thing, or?
I guess.
And then we had a really good day, and we went late. We were catching a lot of game, and the people really loved it, so we stayed late. And instead of going back to my home in Westchester, I had to go right to the city because there was a dinner at Peter Luger's Steakhouse.
Which, by the way, if we want to just do vacations for food, that place we need to go to.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's a top-notch location. But so they get done, they have a good day hawking or falconing. They catch a lot of game, but the bear's still in the car, and they gotta, after it's a late day, they gotta get to Peter Luger's in the city.
The thing is, at this point, it's been several hours. There's gonna be some smells.
And at the end of the dinner, it went late, and I realized I couldn't go home. I had to go to the airport. And the bear was in my car, and I didn't want to leave the bear in the car.
Oh, don't want to do that.
Because that would have been bad.
Don't want to do that.
I just leave it at that. That would have been bad.
Then I thought, at that time, this was a little bit of the redneck in me. There'd been a series of bicycle accidents in New York. They had just put in the bike lanes, and a couple of people had gotten killed, and it was every day, and people had gotten badly injured. Every day it was in the press. And so I thought, I wasn't drinking, of course, but people were drinking with me who thought this was a good idea. And I said, I had an old bike in my car that somebody had asked me to get rid of it. I said, let's go put the bear in Central Park and we'll make it look like he got hit by a bike. Funny for people. So,
wait, so he had a bike in his car too, an old one. How much stuff you got in your car, man?
Stanford, son?
What are you, a female real estate agent?
Always get me close.
So they're going to make it look like the bear got hit by a bike.
Everybody thought, that's a great idea. So we went and did that, and we thought it would be amusing for whoever found it or something. The next day, it was it was on every television station. It was the front page of every paper, and I turned on the TV, and there was a mile of yellow tape, and there were 20 cop cars. There were helicopters flying over it. And I was like, oh my God, what did I do? And then there were some people on TV in tie-back suits with gloves on lifting up the bike, and they're saying they're going to take this up to Albany to get a fingerprinted. And I was worried because my prints were all over that bike. Luckily, the story died down after a while, and it stayed dead for a decade. And The New Yorker somehow found out about it, and they're going to do a big article on me, and that's one of the articles. So they asked me, the fact checker said, you know, it's going to be a bad story.
I think it's a great story. Wow. No, that's actually not a bad way to front run something. Like, you get it from his perspective and how it was like, I mean, it like
still wild.
I have to say, what a man. I mean, like, I don't immediately think, oh, roadkill, let's take this up so I can use the
our
meat.
roadkill here is possum and armadillo.
It's true. You see those even in like county towns.
Oh, yeah.
I occasionally see the armadillo like,
They smell.
See rabbits over there too.
Yeah, I imagine a lot of rabbits. But your coyotes over there take care of your rabbits.
Yeah, I've not seen a coyote in the area.
Check the ring cameras. I think, it's neighborhood ring cameras. I think y'all got some.
Yeah,
back there in the
maybe.
field.
We're a little. There much of Marshall Field left. It's been
That's what I
pretty
heard. They've
developed.
been developed pretty good
Yeah.
back there.
There might be some woods over there.
Oh,
still.
yeah. We still got them.
So, yeah, what a story. And the New Yorker was going to run this as a hit piece?
I'd like to see the hit piece part just to see how they were going to spin it.
Yeah.
What an
No,
awful
I agree
person
with
he was. He went and killed a bear.
No,
Got a bicycle.
He's getting roadkill off the side of the road and going to make use of it. Sounds like a pretty responsible thing that most people wouldn't do.
No, and most people would.
Now, putting
keep
the
going.
bear in Central Park to make it look like a bike hit it, that's not the most responsible
No, but
thing.
that became a
it's-
matter of convenience. They were there.
Right. Or at Peter Luger's, we're
Right.
late, everybody's drunk,
Everybody's
they're
drinking.
like, do it, man, do it. Yeah.
But I can't see how he didn't think that would make a huge story. A dead bear found in Central Park.
And by the way, folks, we opened the show with the problems with the economy, and this clip's been making the rounds again. I think one of the bank regulators who, if I just full screen this and pull it up on the stream, number one, that guy doesn't look like the guy you want to like reassure people.
No,
Look at the
Uncle
crazy
Festerish.
eyes. Yeah, completely bald.
Wide-eyed.
Kind of wide-eyed, crazy eyes. He almost, I think he's Persian. He looks
I can
like
see
he
that.
favors that ethnicity. And this has been making the rounds as the Dow and the NASDAQ and the S&P are all down.
Tanking.
As Biden and Harris meet with national security team in the sit room because, that's also about to happen too.
Yeah. Hey,
Wider war in the Middle East.
Aren't these the things that Trump was accused that were going to happen? That World War III was going to break out under Trump and the stock market was going to crash?
True.
Trump, is he Trump president?
But don't worry about the market crashing.
Oh.
Or, let's just listen to this fella. He'll put you at ease.
Ooh.
Your ATM is safe. Your banks are safe. There's enough cash in the financial system. And there is an infinite amount of cash at the Federal Reserve. An infinite amount of cash at the Federal Reserve. An infinite amount of cash at the Federal Reserve.
It sounds a lot like Biden when he says, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to run.
Mm-hmm. We got an infinite amount of cash. An infinite amount
If you
of
see me digging up
infinite
holes in my
amount of
yard
cash.
tonight, ignore it. I'm just looking for something I lost.
By the way, if that doesn't unnerve you, it should.
Yes.
We have an infinite amount of cash.
Your ATM is all right. That makes me think my ATM is broken right now.
Wait, so if you print up a bunch, like you have infinite, like I guess my 20 isn't $20?
Ah, but if I make enough $20 bills, is that $20 really
It's still a
$20?
20, but it doesn't get you as much. Isn't that the problem that we had to begin this? So if we do have a crash and a problem where we need more we're like junkies. You need more of the stuff.
Yeah.
We've been stretching the soup too long. We're running out. We're about to go into withdrawals.
But the stuff is watered down, Joey. Been stepped on so much it ain't worth nothing no more.
We got to get more stuff.
I agree.
How are we going to get it?
It's going to be even more watered down.
Bring in the Mexicans.
I'm telling you. We're going to have to sell a state for this is over with.
Wow.
I'm telling you.
We really are addicts.
Yeah.
Not like your attic above you, like
No,
addicted.
we are addicted to spending. And we all have that in our own private lives. We all have that private
Yes.
battle, I'm sure. But holy crap. Joey, if I gave you a checkbook and said just write whatever you want out of it, and you'll never be, checked up on that, who wouldn't let that go to their head?
Sure.
We trust you, Joey. You only do it for good.
Right. And we made all these promises to people we knew we might not be able to keep, but we thought we could manage the problem.
Right.
And if we didn't, we'll manage the new crisis. What's the old line? You don't want a crisis is...
You never want a serious crisis to go to waste.
It ain't going to waste.
And what I mean by that, it's an opportunity to do things that you think you could not do before.
Or for all you Game of Thrones nerds, chaos is a ladder, which actually is a damn good line out of that show. Chaos is a ladder. There are some folks that want to see the world go to hell because they see it as their opportunity to climb higher than they ever could. Interesting times we live in, for sure. But ain't they funny, too?
Yeah, they're moments.
Right.
But it's kind of a laugh, keep from crying kind of moments.
Right. This is part of the program brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage. And there at Alabama Home Mortgage, Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon are ready to help you. And, you know, with national headlines like this about the economy, international headlines, indeed, you've got to think about your own hearth and home, your own economy, so to speak. So go with local folks that can help you out, whether, you know, maybe you're new to the area and you got to buy. Or it could be you're looking to refinance, to restructure debt, get especially credit card debt off your back.
Yep.
Or it could be you're doing all right, but you need cash to reinvest in your property, reinvest in yourself, family members. They can help you with all of that there at Alabama Home Mortgage. And they're VA home loan certified. So they know the latest with VA home loans, and the turnaround time is remarkable. Like on average, like 2 weeks.
That's incredible.
Much faster than, say, your average mortgage company. So check out Alabama Home Mortgage today. You can always call them at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Let Kim and Madeline prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender. Let's go to line one real quick. You're on there. Who's this?
Yes, sir, man. How y'all fellas?
What's up, Randall?
Doing well, Randall. How you doing, bro?
Good. We in a Trumper country. You know what I mean? That man, I needed that last way you said that a while ago. That tickled me, man. Putting that in there kind of makes it their language. You know what I mean? You sounded just like him. I ain't gonna lie, a country bird. But that
No,
man,
Randall, there are folks who may not know what you're talking about. So this was a guy outside the Atlanta Trump rally.
Yes. This is a Trump country. We live in the Southeast. We drink sweet tea. We don't drink socialist Kool-Aid. Yeah.
I just love that. The sweet tea thing, I love that.
That ought to be a protest right there. There should have been 10,000 people behind shouting that.
Yeah.
But the reason I was calling that dude, that man you just played laugh, which I don't. I'm slipping his name, but have you ever heard him on? Does he do weather, or do you know anything else about him? The one that was talking, it sounded real raspy voice. It sounded like the dude that does public weather for private for individuals, like he'll do your own weather personally.
No, I don't.
Have you ever?
No.
All right. I'm gonna look him up. That's why I call him. What was his name?
I don't
the
know.
Man you was playing.
You're talking about the infinite money guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea. It's a meme I found.
Yeah.
It was a 60 Minutes interview. Back when I think the mid-sized banks were having trouble.
When you said he was Persian, that made me think. It just left my mind again. Not Romancing the Stone. What was the Indiana Jones? Remember the guy that was fighting Indiana Jones with a big sword? That's who he looked like to me, with those eyes and those big eyebrows. Very much so.
Remember Brendan Fraser in The Mummy?
Great.
Looks like that guy.
Yeah, he does actually. Yes.
Right.
Dude.
Well, and folks are like, oh, are y'all saying they all look alike? Well, why don't you just shut up and say,
This is a Trump country.
all right?
But the American voice got to put a in between the Trump.
Exactly.
And that makes it sound. But I'm gonna try to find that. If you got that Mimi, whatever it is.
Mimi.
I needed this. Could you send it to me? Well, I think it's the same dude. And if it ain't, they have got two exact voices that you just never hear nobody have. I've never heard that type of voice, and it sounds just like the one that gives out the private weather. Like you can sign up to him, and he's got all this special tools that he supposedly can make your weather exact. You know.
Interesting.
I just wonder if that was.
See, I stick with Rich Thomas.
That's right.
I was
Rich
using
Thomas.
that app up in Birmingham.
Oh, no.
Exactly,
doubt.
too, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. I've used it in Boston. Like, it works everywhere.
I use it in Jamaica. Works.
and he was still sick and still doing it. You could hear it in his voice. And Rich Thomas out there sick with COVID and still doing the weather. You know what I mean? Like that.
He did. He
He's a
sounded
trooper,
good.
man.
So much better today, though.
He is dedicated to the cause. In other words, he's a big weather nerd.
Yes,
but
he
he's
is.
the best type. Well, I appreciate it, Randall.
Yeah, bro.
Later, bro.
272-9228. But hold your horses, because I think on the other side here we'll be talking to Michael Cohen of Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. Be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. With PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
Hi, I'm Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. If you're looking for waterproof carpet, hardwood, laminate, vinyl plank, or ceramic tile, call us today for your free measurement.
Prattville Carpet is a family-owned flooring store that prides itself on personal service, quality products, and guaranteed installation. From beautiful hardwood floors to luxurious smart strand carpet, Prattville Carpet has you covered. Call, come by, or online at prattvillecarpet.com.
Prattville Carpet, we're more than just carpet. This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
When news happens, you'll hear about it first. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
What was that?
What? Sorry, get into your little ditties that you get going on here.
Yeah, I played you a new one in the car.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah, it's a little dark.
A little bit.
But, you know, I thought I'm working at it, man.
I enjoyed it.
No, and I think Craig called me out, like, stop being such a little, and yeah, you're right, Craig.
It was pretty comical.
Yeah, I think you enjoyed. Eddie was in the back seat while Craig and I were talking. Dadgum, Craig doesn't shut up. It's a good thing, especially in a car ride. He's
Well,
got stories for days.
He does, and I enjoyed the conversation, and I won't.
No, he's one of the most fascinating people.
Oh, no doubt.
Talk about that crazy life.
But for two grown men to ride around talking about their panties with another grown man in the back, that was a little bit uncomfortable for me. I got to be very
So
honest.
what type of underwear do you wear? Actually, hold that thought. We have
Thank
a
you.
sponsor on
Thank
the
you,
line. We have
Joey.
Michael Cohen from Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. Hey, Michael, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I was just wanting to know whose was knotted up.
Craig's apparently.
That's his story to tell on Friday.
You're right. You're exactly right.
It's his cross to bear, so to speak. How's it going there at Cohen's today?
Very well. Very well.
So I'm sitting here thinking about grilling. Like, we had an amazing meal in Birmingham, and I'm
Yeah,
just
we
thinking the way this lamb we ate was cooked, I need a grill to do it. I can't do it at home just on the stovetop. So you have plenty of options in that regard, right?
Well, that's right. That's right. A lot of people like the pellet grills, like the Traeger.
Mm-hmm.
They do a wonderful job. Cool thing with a lot of their models, you also have that wireless thermometer
Right.
where you can actually be inside
and actually control the unit without having to go outside. We also have the Napoleon, which they make gas grills. Some of them are natural gas, some of them are propane. They do a fine job, and they kind of give you the ability to also buy a special tray, and you can actually cook with charcoal as well as some gas.
Nice.
But to me, the favorite part of the Napoleon is, if you like red meat, is the searing station, where it gets up to 1,800 degrees, and you can sear all the juices into your steak, and just you could sear anything. You could do a prime rib, sear it there, then put it on the rotisserie and let it cook for 2 or 3 hours, and you would have something that was incredible.
I'm hungry all over again. And, the great thing about Cones is you go by there, get a top-notch grill, your preference, whatever brand or what you're trying to accomplish. But say you're filling out your back deck, like you got a covered deck, you want TVs outside, you want sound and audio outside to enjoy, say, the big game as football season approaches.
In August, baby, football starting.
You can set them up with all that, right, Michael?
That's right. That's right. I mean, we've got some excellent solutions to give you some nice audio on your back patio. We've got systems where we bury speakers and we bury subwoofers in the ground to put around your pool.
Oh, that's cool.
We can hook those up with Sonos, and then you can stream to your heart's content. It also gives you the ability to hook up to your television, and you can hook that up with your television. So as soon as you turn on your TV, you automatically get TV sound through the audio system. So there's just tons of options of what you could do.
There you go. And folks, you can always shop from home at thinkcones.com, but there's nothing like stopping by the Boulevard there, 2515 Eastern Boulevard here in Montgomery. They're open 9 to 6 Monday through Friday, 9 to 4 on Saturdays. Be sure to find Michael or one of the great team members there and say, hey, I heard Michael on the radio with Joey and Eddie, those fellas.
The Panty Bandits. So, come see us.
Thanks, Michael.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank y'all.
Yeah. No, seriously. Are you, what are you rocking? Boxers now?
Yeah, I'm an old man. I wear boxer briefs.
Boxer briefs? No, I got boxer briefs, but I've all got everything micromodal. Like, I've got, some are Tommy John, some are other brands.
Don't know. Amazon, whatever Amazon sent me.
Okay. Because I've run out to where I go back to traditional cotton boxer briefs. I'm like, oh, it's in the summer heat.
Let me let you in a little hint, Joey. Once you get married, you don't buy underwear anymore. Underwear gets bought for you. Because men will wear underwear until there's just a waistband.
How about I'm going to be a man and I'll buy my own damn underwear?
You'd say that now, and I did too when I was single. But a man will wear underwear until it's just a waistband. Women will stop that, and in the meantime, they will buy you underwear.
What did they do what those cat ladies did and just go meow, meow until you just shut up and give in? Meow.
No, they just do it.
Oh.
They just do, because they know you're a man and you're not going to do it on your own, so they just do it. And it's cool because all of a sudden underwear appears in your underwear drawer. It's like brand new underwear. It's like magical.
Yeah,
that waistband that was so comfortable, can't find that.
I don't think I could do whitey tighties.
Oh, that'd be
funny. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. Hurricane Debbie made landfall in one of the least populated areas of Florida. Forecasters said storm surge was expected to be the biggest threat for Florida. In Georgia, the National Weather Service predicting major flooding on some rivers. The Canoochee River near Claxton, the Ohoopee River near Reedsville, and the Ogeechee River near Eden. Democratic presidential candidate and current Vice President Kamala Harris is expected to announce her running mate on Tuesday. And in the Mideast, the tension is rising for any Iranian retaliation that would follow last week's killing of a top Hamas leader by Israel in Tehran. On Wall Street, the Dow losing 878 points. The Nasdaq is down 534. This is SRN News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-838-8822. That's 800-838-8822. 800-838-8822.
Rich Thomas weather brought to you by Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. Truckers, if you are looking for green grass, contact Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. In business since 1959 and still growing. Call today, 855-777-9785.
Rich Thomas weather. Well, hi, everybody. Folks around the southeastern U.S. continuing to watch Debbie's track across northeast Florida and southeast Georgia today. For us, little or no short-term effect. Hot today with a high in the low to mid-90s. Triple-digit heat indices. Low tonight, 74. Scattered random afternoon and evening storms. But then by tomorrow, the number of storms will be rare. In fact, maybe no storms Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. High temperature near 100 by Wednesday. Late week, we'll be watching Debbie's very strange track. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Thank you for voting ASC Credit Union the best credit union in the River Region 6 years in a row. As we celebrate our 70th anniversary, we are proud to be at the top of the list for the best credit union in the hearts of the communities we serve.
1819 News.
The state lawmaker who sponsored the anti-ballot harvesting bill in 2024 is now being justified for that decision. State Representative Jamie Keel spoke on FM Talk 106.5 out of Mobile with 1819 News Editor-in-Chief Jeff Poore about the claims that were made by many Democrats in the state legislature that this bill was not necessary. The Alabama Attorney General's office has now charged a man running for the Clay County Commission seat with felony voter fraud.
I mean, it was time after time people saying that this was a solution looking for a problem, that there was no problem in the state with our absentee applications or the ballot, and that that we were just looking to make a political statement to get political mileage, and obviously that's just not true. I'm with you. I think we're going to find more and more instances as we dig deeper into the election process, specifically the absentee ballot process.
I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
I'm Amy Beth Schaefer with Alabama Unfiltered Radio, and when I need the news and I need it fast, I turn to Andrea Tice and the Daily Detail. On my way in, it is the most convenient, best way for me to digest what's going on so that I can use it for our show. She tells you what's going on in Alabama that day first and fast. So listen to the Daily Detail with Andrea Tice. Don't miss out.
The Daily Detail is available wherever podcasts are found.
8 people are now under arrest in Morgan County after search warrants were issued for illegal drugs. Those search warrants resulted in the seizure of meth, cocaine, crack cocaine, fentanyl, and illegal firearms. 4 men and 4 women are now facing multiple drug-related charges, with the Morgan County Sheriff expecting to make more arrests in this case. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number 1 in the number 2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Hello, everyone. Robbie Pelt with Capital City Roofing. If you think about it, your home is your biggest investment in life. Your roof covers your home, so why jeopardize your biggest investment on a roofer you don't know anything about when you can deal with a reputable roofing company like Capital City Roofing? We have an A+ Better business rating and the best manufacturers and workmanship warranties available. We do all residential and commercial roofing applications that are certified through the manufacturer to ensure you get the best material and workmanship money can buy. We also have your project in our best interest before and after construction has been done. Don't hesitate to call us if you have any roofing issues or questions. We will match any of our competitors' price and give you the same great workmanship warranty. We also give free estimates. Give us a call today and let us show you the difference. 277-3311. That's 277-3311. Or you can check us out on the web at www.capitalcityroofing.com. Capital City Roofing. We capitalize the roofing industry.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. For Montgomery's conversational radio show, it's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
If we lose freedom here, there's no place to escape to. This is the last stand on earth.
You know, they used to say Abraham Lincoln got the worst press. I said, there's no way he got worse than me.
I got worms.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to the program. If you want to join the conversation, that's 334-272-9228. There is now a Biden White House meeting ongoing as Israel braces for retaliation from Iran and its proxies. This all seems a little too like theater. I mean, we'll see. There are a lot of different naval assets, carrier groups all over the region now. As a hurricane is bearing down, looks like on the coast of Georgia and the Carolinas.
You don't head up the coast there.
It didn't hit too violently though, right?
No, I think it's just lots of rain.
Yeah.
Lots of
Now, thank God we haven't had a big one.
Knock on wood, we hadn't been a while.
We'll see.
I mean, even there's 65 mile an hour wind, so you're going to get some trees down and stuff like that.
And especially the more we've got the great satellite images and the modeling, people are like, this is so new because of, the climate crisis.
Oh, that's right.
And I'm like, no, literally you could see the models, like how it carved out what is the Gulf of Mexico. Like,
right.
It's just
if you look at that and you move that model to that,
look at the East Coast.
Pretty good, yeah.
Kind of looks like that's what happened for a long, long, long time.
Yep, it does.
But here is a guy named David Sachs, and this is more of your Silicon Valley money getting behind Trump.
Yeah, more and more of that coming aboard.
And he did not support Trump.
Nope.
Early on.
Right.
And so there are a lot of folks like this fella who are like, I really have to go with him. And so let's listen into David Sachs. He's going to give his reasons why. I believe this is from the Benny Johnson show.
That put me over the top in this election cycle. So, I agree with Trump on the issues we talked about. But the thing that really offended me so much that I was like, I just have to get involved is like all the lawfare. The idea that a president would prosecute his chief rival and seek to put him in jail, seek to bankrupt him, go after his kids. I mean, it's beyond the pale. And if you allow that to get normalized, it doesn't stop there. We've already seen with my friend Elon Musk that he's now the target of a number of government investigations that seem completely ridiculous. At SpaceX being investigated for not hiring enough basically illegal asylum seekers in a national security company makes no sense. It being investigated at Tesla for supposedly building a glass house, insane. I mean, they keep coming up with more and more preposterous. It's almost like trying to prosecute someone for an expired bookkeeping misdemeanor or something like that. So they are weaponizing the justice system to go after their political opponents. And if you allow them to get away with that, it doesn't stop there. They'll just keep doing it with more and more political enemies.
This is true.
It's correct. It's exactly what they'll do. But, you know, I love that more and more people that did not support Trump, who kind of were still in that same slipstream, everything's fine, everything's all right, are now waking up to, no, it's not just the attacks on Trump, it's the attacks on, say, Elon Musk. And here is, again, David Sachs talking about that element of it, Musk buying Twitter.
You know, Elon has said something that I feel as well, which is, look, I'm in the center. I've always been in the center. It's just you guys went running all the way over to the left. Yeah. So now I look like, wait, I'm like a crazy right winger because you guys have moved so far to the left. You know, what are we in favor of? Free speech, you know? You know, ending the forever wars, having a border, you know, these are like real, you know, not doing all this crazy woke stuff in schools, you know, empowering parents. It's just really basic common sense stuff.
Yep.
So I think what's happened is that Elon, first of all, got really motivated by the censorship, and that obviously got him to buy Twitter and set it free. And then since then, well, anyone can see his tweets. I mean, you know, what you see is what you get with Elon. You know, he's been tweeting what he thinks. He's been, you know, I think pretty animated about the border, you know, and he's been animated by some of the crazy woke stuff. And he just announced his companies are leaving California because of this new law that Gavin Newsom is signing, where teachers can basically transition your kid without telling the parent, without getting permission. That's just
that is crazy.
That's insane. Yeah. So that put him over the top today. Like, okay, I'm out of here. You know, we're moving our headquarters for X and for SpaceX to back to Texas. Not back, just to Texas. Yeah. He's got other enterprises there already, but X and SpaceX were still in California. So, look, I mean, he's been very transparent about the issues that motivate him, and I think he's been tweeting, you know, some time ago he tweeted, I can't support Biden, you know? Yeah. And then he's been tweeting more and more positive things about Trump, and he hadn't formally endorsed yet, but then after the shooting, you know, that he said, okay, I'm endorsing this man. And I think that, you know, Elon appreciates physical courage. You know, I mean, I really think that put him over the top in terms of a formal endorsement. I was at an Elon party once, and just as one of the like fun activities, there was a guy, like a knife thrower, and like, so he actually was throwing knives and axes, and Elon just like stood in front of the, like, you know, the wood thing. He's like, hey, okay. And so the dude started throwing like knives or axes at him. I was like, this doesn't seem like the greatest idea, you know?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, a guy is a hundreds of billions of dollars or whatever. Like, he has that much money, ain't because he's passive or risk averse.
Right.
He goes after questions that he thinks he can answer.
Hey, on the record though, if you're at one of my houses and we're having a party, there's a dude throwing knives, do not stand in front of what he's...
Yeah, no.
Different kind of people there, Joey.
No.
Just so you know.
Yeah.
Okay, just so we're clear on that.
No.
Probably just walk in the other room, see what else is going on.
Let's go to line one. You're on the air. Who's this?
Hey.
Hey.
What's going on, fellas?
How you doing, dude?
Alrighty. Whoo. Boy. What's been happening?
What's been happening?
Man.
Hey, this is a Trump country.
I'm going to change that phrase again, but what's been happening besides watching old boy crumble? What's up with Donnie boy?
Crumble?
What's
My
up
man
with
is...
man?
is
You didn't see how he fell
Are you
apart in
high?
Georgia, man.
Fell
You gotta
apart?
see- And this man fell apart. I'm talking about Madam. My husband told him to call him Madam. Madam Harris got him shook. This boy trembling so
Are you
much.
watching the same
I sat there-
channel?
I sat there and watched that whole thing. I watched that little thing Saturday over in Georgia. And what did the governor do to piss this boss away? And just talking about the governor of the state and would y'all be okay with him?
Because they allowed for the election to be stolen.
Yeah, I think he's
with
still
their
a little upset
stupid
about that.
laws.
Oh.
Yeah, I believe he's
That's
still
what
upset
that's
about that.
all about. Oh, so the citizens didn't think that way. They put Kemp back in the office, didn't they?
Well, elections can be stolen and rigged, yeah.
I'm asking the question. Didn't Kemp get reelected?
Yeah, Brian Kemp got reelected.
Okay, that solves all that. Who thought about him cheating and all that? But Trump fell apart. He didn't talk about anything with substance on Saturday. I listened to it. Then he propped up some Negroes back there in the back, tried to make like love the black folks and complaining about the crowd and all
But
that.
Duke, if he wouldn't have done that, you would have still
bleachers.
said that he hates black people. So
I
it's a
mean,
kind of a no-win
no,
situation.
no.
Like you just started this call coming in hot. Was your wife got her finger up your butt and making you talk a
I'm
certain
laughing
way?
about that.
You're
I'm
angry.
talking to Chris. I'm laughing about it. I'm laughing.
No, but I'm sure you heard outside of
I'm going on
the.
and on because
I'm sure you heard outside of the Trump rally. This guy laying it down.
This is a
I
Trump
heard that
country.
right. I heard
we
that.
live
I
in
heard
the
that.
southeast.
We live in the southeast,
We
dude.
drink sweet tea.
Right.
We don't drink socialist Kool-Aid.
You got to stop
But
it.
the thing about it, they drinking the Kool-Aid and the damn tea and all that at the Trump rallies.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I
Go
mean,
ahead. I'm sorry.
right. They're having a good time, enjoying themselves, meeting with
I know they
like-minded people. Got a mission.
But how
I
is it
understand.
now how is it that Trump all of a sudden look up talking about this woman that at Chick-fil-A or something that part of his campaign and everything, all of a sudden, come here, babe, come here. She kissed me earlier, and all that, Brady.
She kissed him again, too.
Just fronting, that's what I don't like about this boy. He try to play with black folks, If you're serious about us, let's talk about the health care and some things that important to people that I know, okay? Don't talk about, how many.
No, he wants school choice.
Say what now?
School
I know
choice.
He wants that nationwide. I know he wants that nationwide. I know who wants that more than anybody too. But we didn't talk about the school choice stuff already.
Well, but that's a substantive thing that can be done. Hey, how about maybe employment? But if you talk
talk
about
about
it in a
insurance.
particular way, then what's a black job, Mr. President? Oh, you mean like with Al Sharpton calling for more black jobs the weekend before? Like it's just what are you going to pull out of your backside next, Duke? What are you going to pull out of your backside next? You keep talking a mile a minute. You have no clue. You got nothing. You don't even like the Democrats. You just tune in. What? Just calm down. What are you going to pull out of your backside next?
So what now? Hello, what'd you say now?
What are you going to pull out of your backside next?
No, I was trying to make a point.
Oh, thank you for that. Let's go to line 3. You're on there. Who's this?
Oh, gosh. I mean, you might as well just go ahead and call them Uncle Toms, too. I mean, there's nothing more disgusting than a black man upset that another black man has a different view. And then he comes off the plantation, right, and he's an Uncle Tom. That's the most disgusting crap I've ever heard in my life, dude. You're pathetic. You're pathetic. And I think people are sick and tired of you calling in. You're trying to come in as a real campy. It's not campy, bro. It's not campy. It's not funny. You sound like an idiot. A moron. People are sick and tired of it. And black people are sick and tired of watching their communities being destroyed by illegal immigrants. Their jobs are being taken away. And then you got some guy like this dude calls in and tries to think that what they believe and they see and they feel is somehow irrelevant because they might like a Republican. It's pathetic, man. Get off the plantation, dude. I mean, people are sick and tired of it. I mean, it's going on in our own city. It's going all over the country. People are wising up to this crap. And we don't have to have some idiot calling in and spouting this garbage off. He sounds like a damn drunk. People are sick and tired of it. So how you doing, Joey?
I'm all right. I mean, nothing's bothering me today. You know why?
Why? Did you drink sweet tea?
This is a Trump country.
That's why. That's why.
Well, I had a rant, dude. I think people are sick and tired of this crap. If you got to get a hooker coming in there and dancing around, shaking her butt, get a bunch of people to come watch your stupid rollout party, then you're a loser. And the people around her all smell of cat urine.
There you. Do you want to hear her explaining cloud computing?
Yeah. That'll make you dumber. But go ahead, do it.
Okay. So this is Kamala Harris, folks, explaining cloud computing.
So you're now no longer are you necessarily keeping those private files
right
in some file cabinet that's locked in the basement of the house.
Mm-hmm.
It's on your laptop.
Right.
And it's then therefore up here in this cloud that exists above us, right? It's no longer in a physical place.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. Hey, my fear is I think she's dumber than Joe Biden. I think that's why they're hiding. I think she's such a moron. They can't even. They're going to keep her in the basement too.
That's actually a Babylon Bee headline from last week. As Kamala campaigns, nation's starting to miss the clarity and coherence of Joe Biden.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I mean, you just listen to this woman, you're like, how did she get where she is? And then we know where she got where she is and how she did it.
Well, if you don't know, you can watch the podcast from Judge Joe Brown because he kind of lays it out exactly.
Oh, damn. Yeah,
Oh, and by the way,
he goes a little hard in the paint.
Yeah, he does.
Ooh.
He knows what she's up to. Hey, but how about her husband? I mean, the guy was messing around with some AO pie over at Auburn.
Right. Yeah, that's a top story at 1819 News. The nanny that Doug Inhofe slept with was an AO5 at Auburn. Like,
Nice.
It's a
What is
small
up with
world.
nannies and Democrats? Schwarzenegger, this goofball. I mean, nanny. What's up with that? Is that some fetish they got or something?
No, I think you should take what's ever in front of you.
Oof.
I'm being serious.
Yep.
I think, well, Arnold Schwarzenegger definitely did that.
Yep.
Thought he was hunting predator again.
Hey, and by the way, have you seen what's going on in London, England?
Yeah, oh yeah. And especially outside of London, it's getting pretty gnarly.
And then what's going on in India?
Yep, in Bangladesh in particular, yeah.
And have we not figured out now? This is what happens when you don't have a real leader leading the most powerful country in the world, and what happens?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, have you seen what's going on in the Middle East?
Fucking up to that? Yeah.
Have you seen what's going on in Ukraine? Yeah.
Yeah, we got a forefront war here. I mean, we got a border wide open. But hey, everything's okay just as long as black people don't vote Republican, you know. And then Duke won't call in anymore.
Well, sounds like he got you today. You didn't want to hear that nonsense.
Yeah, I'm tired of it, man. I think everybody's tired of it. This is just stupid. It's the only way to divide us. If you're too dumb to realize it, unfortunately, you know, you're going to cancel my vote out. But it's just beyond anything that I can imagine that people are just not wise to what's going on. I mean, Trump was shot at and they were trying to get rid of him. This was not the Secret Service. And people called in about it. This wasn't just some, you know, the Keystone Cops screwed up. I mean, this is done on purpose, man. They want him gone. And the irony is they wanted him dead. Then they were going to get rid of Joe Biden or keep him there. And there was going to be chaos in the Republican convention, right?
Yeah. I think they were going to keep him. I think the whole reason they got rid of Joe is because they missed.
Well, and by the way, I know you'll get a kick out of this, Chris, that Mayor Stephen Reed just tweeting about an hour ago, Alabama, if you're listening, and he's referring to a breaking news story that Arizona Republicans have endorsed Vice President Harris and slammed Trump for his attacks on democracy. Wonder how many of them are on the payroll of John McCain. Yeah. Like so many people in the state are on the payroll of Richard Shelby for decades. It's corrupt crap.
John McCain was a war criminal. That's the other thing. It's funny how Democrats now embrace war. What happened to those 1968 Democrats of old when, you know, anti-Vietnam and the war and, you know, your sons and daughters your sons being sent off to war? And, you know, even during the Iraq war, right, to some degree. But now they're just, oh, man, they're gung-ho. They want to send your kids off to war so bad they can't even handle it. And, you know, it's Stephen Reed's irrelevant, guys. He is just, it's pathetic. I mean, in this deal with all the stuff going on with the Aaliyah having to take over, this guy is more incompetent and impotent than he's ever been. I mean, it's pathetic.
Yeah, and I just...
You got anything else for me?
No, I appreciate it. What else are you going to pull out your... I appreciate it.
See y'all later.
See you, man.
Yeah, do something with that, Joey. Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Sweet D.
Hey, Sweet D.
How you doing?
Hey, guys. I just wanted to let you guys know something. Duke never called Greg's show with this foolishness. Have you noticed that?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, that's all I wanted to say. I don't know what that means, but
Well, Greg
he never does.
Greg is impressive when he gets angry.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, but anyway, I would just like to refer to Greg's show. If he dare call up, give him $100 and says the same foolish mess that he says on your show.
Well,
then Greg will have a heart attack and we'll have a whole other issue.
Well, no, there's just some days I think Duke's about to start singing Swing Low, Sweet Chariot. It's like, really, man? Like, just stop it with that sort of crap. Like,
Yeah,
give me a
he's
break.
just an idiot. Alrighty, well, that's all I want to say. Love you guys.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Sweet D. See you.
Love you too. 272-9228 if you want to join in on the Love Fest.
Love Fest.
So much love. So cloud computing means your files are no longer in a physical place.
Yeah, they go up in the cloud. Everybody knows that.
Right.
Like you can tell when it's a busy internet day because there's lots of clouds that day.
Mm-hmm.
When there's not a busy internet day, kind of clear.
All right.
Yeah, I thought everybody knew that.
Grandma, why does that cloud look like porn?
Oh,
that lady doesn't seem to be enjoying herself. She looks like she's in pain.
Yeah, wrong kind of clouds.
It's actually a giraffe, son.
Mm.
What? Actually, that's a French pole vaulter losing at the Olympics.
Yeah.
Did you see that? Oh my God. You train, and you train. And the thing that knocks the pole off the, like.
His phone has not stopped
is
ringing.
your pole.
His phone has not stopped ringing since that. He will be in high demand from here on out.
What an unlucky
man.
fella.
I don't know about all that, Joey. I think his training was to put himself on the stage in front of the world and then say, hey, look at me.
That's just amazing. It really
like,
is.
What?
If you don't know what I'm talking about, look up French pole vaulter.
Yeah, you'll find out in a hurry.
272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation. This part of the program brought to you by River Region Contracting. They're at River Region Contracting. Todd Clark and his team are ready to help you with that roof of yours.
Yes, they are, Joey.
Could be an asphalt or metal roof. Both need basic, regular preventative maintenance. And that way you're not going to have massive problems that break the bank and that your insurance company's going to be like, well, you let that fester for 5-10 years. I guess you were negligent. We're not going to pay your claim.
That's what they'll do.
So if you work with River Region Contracting, you're not going to run into these sort of nightmares. You might as well have them come out on an annual basis because it just gives you that peace of mind that the roof's all right.
Yep.
And here's the beautiful thing. Their inspections are always free.
Always, Joey.
Estimates are also always free.
That's right.
And they're accurate. They show up on time. They get the job done well. They don't leave a big mess behind. You're not getting flat tires from nails, roofing nails left in the driveway.
So true.
And they're also insurance specialists, so they can walk you through that insurance claims process, making it a swift and easy experience. Not something you usually associate with an insurance claim.
Not at all, Joey.
So check out River Region Contracting today. There's a reason folks are calling them the premier roofing contractor here in the River Region. That number, 356-8635. That's 356-8635. And be sure to tell them that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you. Let's hit a quick break. We'll be right back.
Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group with your updated market report. Through 7 months of 2024, over 2,900 homes have sold and closed in the River Region. The average price was $260,000, and 60% of these homes sold in 60 days or less. Since mortgage rates have dropped over a point, buyers can save thousands of dollars in payments of what it would have been just 8 weeks ago. The supply of homes has increased, giving buyers more choices than they've had all year. To identify your next home, focus on what's important to you as features that will make the move worthwhile. By getting pre-approved with a local lender, hiring the best home inspector, and most importantly, hiring an experienced buyer agent will make it all go smoothly. For a list of 17 essential buyer agent services and a list of the best lenders and local inspectors, call Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group at 221-2883 or 551-0225.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Hi, this is Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop. Listen every Saturday to Winning Wellness and learn from experts in different fields of science and technology how nutritional supplements can help you.
Listen to Winning Wellness every Saturday at 10 a.m.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
The premier place the river region turns to for news, weather, traffic, and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome back, folks. And, well, I just got to say, hey, Duke, I know you're still listening. This one is for you from the Trump Atlanta rally.
Oh.
They don't want to talk policy. They just want to use propaganda to steal your vote. The left is trying to tout this woman as a savior for the black community, but all she's done is hurt the black community since she came into the game. See, the first step in destroying the black community is to dismantle the black family. So aside from her record as a prosecutor, why don't we ask Mrs. Willie Brown if Kamala Harris cares about black families?
Mm-hmm.
See.
But, you know, Trump fell apart at that rally. Okay.
Okay.
Good stuff a mile a minute. Reminded me of a Funkadelic concept album. 272-9228 if you do want to get in before we close up shop here. So Democrats, when you do look at where they're going next, they're divided over the Pennsylvania, Minnesota, and Arizona governors for Kamala Harris's VP.
Who's going to be their VP? Okay, so it's definitely going to be a governor? Or
like a governor from a state they're worried they're going to lose.
Oh, I got you. Kind of guarantee that one. Or try to anyway.
Right. And so we'll see if that gets folks across the finish line here. But you also got to love the Republicans who are like, well, I just can't go with Trump. I'm like, okay, guys.
There are more and more that surprise me, but I'm honestly surprised, Joey, like the guy you mentioned earlier, that have come back or were never Trumpers and said, you know what? This other side had reached something that got me over the never Trumper. But I am surprised how many people just despise the man.
Yeah. Well, especially the January 6th thing. People are still salty about that.
Which, again, it's just right up there with the Green New Deal.
Organic, right? Yeah.
Scam.
Yeah. All organic. Yeah. Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Simpler Days.
Hey, Simpler Days.
Hey, Simpler Days. How you doing?
Well, I was listening to old Duke, and I think he's got some other underlying issues with Trump. That'd be, did you ever listen to Judge Joe Brown talk about Trump in his early days?
No, I don't think I've heard that.
I don't think I have.
Yeah, YouTube it, and he talks about Trump when he used to hang out in the clubs in New York, and said he used to hang out with the brothers, and they'd always high five him, and he was always buying drinks for them and the high rollers, and he'd always come in with this good-looking black chick hanging on his arm. And according to Judge Joe Brown, he was dating a black chick before he hooked up with Melania.
Mm.
So, according to Judge Joe Brown, he was quite the player with the black chicks. So that may be Duke's issue with him, and of course we'll never know. But I think somebody needs to give a basic technology course to Democratic women who are running for president, like Hillary. Hillary didn't know you're not supposed to take unsecured files home. she didn't know what bleaching files were.
Well, I thought when we put it in that central server, that physical server, it put it in the cloud, right?
So I don't know if Obama's going to identify Kamala as the second most intelligent, wonderful, greatest woman to ever run for president or not. But I think she just needs to maybe take a basic technology course. And of course, we know both of those Democratic women that they failed the bar when they took it. So they have something in common. Just something to think about, gentlemen.
Appreciate it, Simpler Days.
Have a good day.
272-9228. I'm already tired, Eddie.
Yeah?
Yeah. I have to admit it. Have the bombs started dropping all over the Middle
Not
East yet?
I think it's scheduled for about 6 o'clock this evening. We usually like to do that during prime time.
And by the way, somebody texted me, if they had been that pole vaulter, they would have made it over.
Ooh.
I
relatable.
definitely would have made it over. I'm
Relatable.
Like, daggum, that puts...
Yeah, some good memes out there with that, Joey.
Yeah, I'm only average in many ways.
Not much of a pole vaulter, are you?
No.
I don't think there are very many short pole vaulters.
I don't think
about it.
the pole is vaulting me anyway. Did you see that Simone Biles fell off the beam?
No, I did
so
not.
She didn't medal?
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah,
I did not see that.
See that the two dudes are going to be competing for women's gold in boxing?
I heard that this morning. I can honestly say, besides the Turkish shooter, I have not watched one single Olympic. And I just watched that clip of that because I was just so interested in, he's not an everyday citizen. I don't care what anybody says.
Right.
He is not.
So there is a big documentary that was dropped by Benny Johnson about the assassination attempt.
Okay.
Where he goes with two congressmen that are actually former snipers, like this is kind of what they did in special forces.
Mm-hmm.
And they go to the location in Butler, Pennsylvania, and essentially investigate for themselves. And the main takeaway is like, this was a kill box.
Yeah.
Like, how did you screw this up? They kind of understood they went where the snipers on that barn rooftop were and said, your profile, what you're looking at was probably only 8 to 12 inches.
Right.
So if those guys were zoomed in, like, that's not necessarily easy, but that's not the best place to have Overwatch. You should have Overwatch right there in that water tower. That'd be the first thing I would pick. You could see the entire area.
Right.
But it wasn't just the one roof the shooter was on. There are many, like, buildings that easily were within line of sight to take shots. Too many, in fact.
Mm-hmm.
And you just got to wonder at a certain point, why such negligence?
Well, how long are we going to put up with this kind of negligence? I mean, It just seems to happen more and more often. And again, because they're government employees, they never seem to find any type of, I don't know, they don't ever get fired, Joey. They seem to fail up.
And there was a third sniper's nest through a window that was overlooking the exact roof the shooter's on.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened is that they claim, the official story is one of the guys, went downstairs to try to see if the guy was around the building. And he couldn't get back in. His key card isn't working. And so the other guy leaves his post and let him back in. And in the middle of that, that's when the guy starts shooting.
Just don't buy it, man.
Right.
You still haven't told, as far as I know, I still haven't heard too many truths that I know are absolute that came out of it. Right off the get-go, within the first couple hours, we heard it was a local sniper that took him out. Ever since then, I think maybe once or twice have I heard anything about it. And the last thing I did hear was your Secret Service trying to blame your local police. And it at this point, it's just a comedy of errors. And the fact that Trump's still here is amazing. But the fact that every one of those people are still employed, to me, is more amazing. Because if Trump would have been killed, guarantee they still would have been employed. Guarantee it.
It's a shame that there aren't any straight answers to coming out of.
And we're not going to get any. Right. And and I kind of wonder when Trump gets in office, and I do have all the faith in the world he will get in, how he's going to handle it. I got a feeling there's going to be some addressing of the Secret Service. And I think there's going to be some restructuring of it. My guess is they'll probably start tying in some private security with them. Because honestly, they're not getting the job done. Look at what's the last positive Secret Service story you heard? Because here lately, they go to foreign countries and they get kicked out for being drunk.
Or how about the crazy lady went after her own supervisor?
Right. So I'm thinking there's a restructure on the way.
Now, do you remember the movie Patton, where he, at one point, he's talking about when his comrades want to take another day's rest during the Sicilian campaign, and he says it in French, l'audace, or audacity, always audacity.
Lazy.
And so this is Rich Lowry writing for the New York Post. He said, no one is going to mistake Kamala Harris for General Patton or even George C. Scott, when her latest tack on the immigration honors his call for audacity, always audacity. After helping preside over a comprehensive failure at the border, a lesser politician might mumble something or other and change the subject to, aborting babies. A politician with an ounce of respect for the public might at least acknowledge before saying anything else that mistakes were made. A politician less certain that the media would swallow any set of absurdities deemed to be in her interest might hesitate before making such preposterous claims. The idea that Harris has been a tough-minded success on the border while Donald Trump was a failure is sociopathic in its dishonesty. Yes, I think the nation is run by that dark triad type, the Machiavellian, the sociopathic, the sadistic even. The idea that Harris has done this is indeed sociopathic. It's tiresome and apparently beside the point to recite the basic facts. But after experiencing what was a migrant crisis by the old standard that now seems quaint, the Trump administration implemented a series of measures that all but brought illegal crossings to a halt. Then the Biden administration reversed them all, and illegal immigration quickly accelerated to record levels. This is a matter of record that isn't in dispute. Millions of illegal immigrants have entered the country and strained the resources of big cities across America. If the numbers have fallen recently, they are still at high levels, and the reduction is in part due to legerdemain that has been redirected illegal immigrants into parole programs to create a patina of legitimacy around their crossings. Meanwhile, interior enforcement has been kneecapped, with deportation by ICE falling drastically. It's not as though, by the way, that Harris was a former border hawk who got press-ganged into serving in an open borders administration. She set out positions to the left even of the Biden administration prior to becoming vice president. Yet Kamala Harris declared of Trump at her big Atlanta rally the other day, "I will proudly put my record against his any day of the week, including, for example, on the issue of immigration. Donald Trump," she added, "has been talking a big game about securing our border, but he does not walk the walk." Harris is running an ad that claims she's working to fix broken immigration systems while Trump is trying to stop her. A lie so heedlessly flagrant that it boggles the mind. The ad leans much on Trump's opposition to the bipartisan immigration bill that failed to pass several months ago. But the case against that bill was that it did too much to bless the unacceptable status quo, and that Biden always had vast unilateral powers to act on the border, a claim that Biden vindicated by, after much resistance, indeed acting on his own. The Harris case has not been met with a flurry of fact checks, nor have editors been zealously adding the word falsely in front of her claims. No, according to the press, she's flipping the script and going on offense and punching back. According to Chris Murphy on MSNBC, her record is something to brag about because levels of migration from Central American countries where she was promoting development declined somewhat, but they declined somewhat from very high levels. All this amounts to saying she wasn't the border czar, but boy, oh boy, did she do a great job at the border.
Yeah.
Perhaps Harris isn't to be blamed for trying this, with the media having elevated her from also ran vice president to savior of the republic in the space of about 12 hours a couple of weekends ago. Why not try to get them to swallow an even more outlandishly implausible notion? Nothing so far should lead her to believe anything other than her audacity will be rewarded. That's exactly right. It's the nail on the head. And it's not just on immigration.
No.
There are things they literally reversed that have brought us to this moment. At the end of the day, it's also tiresome. Because when it comes time for elections, they pretend, and then they go back to what they've been doing, managing problems without solving them, and throwing the cost on everyday people, not only in this country, but around the world. 272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation. Let's go to line 1. You're on there. Who's this?
Hello, Joey.
Hi, TS. How are you?
I'm wonderful, and my dogs are... Hang on. Just keep talking while I'm dealing with these munchkins.
Oh, that sound all right. Yeah, they're sounding great. They sound strong and healthy, like you've been feeding them.
You don't want to... Okay, go... Hang on a minute. Go skid them. Oh, skid them.
Yeah.
Skid them. I can't do it.
You sound like the Fed trying to deal with the U.S. economy.
Oh, there they go. Hey, Joey. Okay, now we're calm. That was interesting. My apologies. I want to thank you for all of your news stuff you keep us informed with.
Of course. Thank you for listening and calling.
Well, yeah. Now, is Judge not going to be back tomorrow?
Judge Knapp should be back tomorrow, yeah.
Okay, what time?
At noon, like usual.
Like 12:05-ish?
12:09.
To kick off the show, yes.
Okay. I love you more. Thank you, guys.
Okay.
See you, hon.
Bye.
Biden White House meeting as Israel braces for retaliation.
You think they have to have that meeting early before the...
For his nap time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he isn't running squat.
Nope.
This goes back to, it's an old Glenn Beck story where he got to meet George W. Bush, in the Oval. And at one point, W says, you would be shocked at how little power I have. And he was trying to say it to make Glenn feel better.
Yeah.
Like, I might screw it up. I can be a little dumb. But it didn't make Glenn feel better. It made him go, then if the president doesn't really have that much power, what the heck is this thing?
Mm-hmm.
And that was years ago, 20 years ago. And over these last 20 years, more and more folks have had those moments of like, what the heck is this? It's not what I'm told the system is every day and night so proudly.
I guess it depends on who you have in there. Just like when Biden said they were going to pay off student loans. I thought as a society here in the U.S., we agreed that was wrong, and I thought the Supreme Court stepped up and said you can't do that.
Well, and
yet he's done it twice.
And what have we been saying for years on these airwaves? That we are run by a corrupt ruling oligarchy, a ruling class that has been creating awful results for everyday people.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, their defense is, well, it could be worse. Oh, sure it could.
Yeah, but at some point, your Americans are going to say, all right, let's see worse.
But what more of a corrupt ruling oligarchy can you get that over the weekend a sitting president gets told to shut up and sit out the next race?
Yeah, good point. And be happy about it.
Yeah. How much more of a corrupt ruling oligarchy can you get than, well, all of a sudden all these court cases are supposed to show up at the same time around the election primaries for president?
And when that don't work.
How about, like, we get out of Afghanistan in an awful way, an embarrassing way, and all of a sudden, well, we got to fund this war and the next. It's awfully convenient.
Mm-hmm.
Awfully convenient. So, yeah, we get all worked up. And Duke's even texting me like nothing happened because whatever. What are you going to pull out next, Duke? Go ahead. Because at the end of the day, I don't think the people have that much power. Because long before anybody claimed you hacked my voting machine, they were able to hack elections in this country decades ago. And making you think you had the illusion of choice. As you chose between Coke and Pepsi, as you chose between ABC, NBC, or CBS, as you chose between the New York Times or, no, I'm a Washington Post man. But the whole time in the background, you didn't have a choice. It was going the way it was going to go. I'm not saying we need to go all what the English people are doing right now. But I do not underestimate the power of changing your mind. And saying, if this is a corrupt ruling oligarchy, a corrupt ruling class, maybe we should entertain the guy that seems to piss them off to no end, that they seem to be willing to pull out all the stops to go after. The lawfare, the lies, and just, at the end of the day, the lack of any sort of feeling of guilt or repentance. Now, we're the best thing going, so shut up and sit down.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Alabama Wholesale Lumber. Alabama Wholesale Lumber, the best quality building materials in the river region for decades. From common builds to special orders and local delivery. Call Alabama Wholesale Lumber.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. No effects from Debbie here in the short term in Alabama. However, late week, many question marks on where the remnants will end up. In the meantime, this evening, there could be a few isolated storms around before they fade out. Overnight low temperature down to about 74. Tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday, there will be hardly any storms on the radar, maybe none. That's due to the subsidence around Debbie and some scorching high temperatures up near 100 by Wednesday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
CB&S Bank has a long history of stability and a legacy of serving our community's needs for generations since we began in 1906. At CB&S Bank, we're here for you. All loans subject to credit approval, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Sharon at Whitworth Farm Equipment now has a qualified and certified mechanic. Gary Baker can do it all. They're here to keep you in the field. Your tractor should work as hard as you do and keep working. For all parts and service, come see Whitworth Farm Equipment for all tractor parts, implements, and trailers. And now selling pine straw rolls. Go to Whitworth Farm Equipment, 285-9977, or at 7458 Deatsville Highway.
This is your roving reporter, and today I am talking with an elk. Hey man. Mr. Elk, I was just wondering, what do elk do to take care of their money?
Well, like most smart folks, we call David Ernest.
You mean Alabama's most favorite asset preservationist?
That's him, man. We call him up at 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839.
I see.
Yes, he is our preferred money man.
The money man with the money plan.
You've been paying attention.
Well, could you give us those numbers one more time?
334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. And I just want to try to give you a heads up, man.
Oh, what's that?
I'm not an elk.
Not an elk, huh? Well, then, pray tell, what are you?
Knights of Columbus.
I am not even going to make a comment.
Well, the baby liked it.
Welcome to Epicure and Jack's Tavern, where they cherish their seniors. Dive into their $9.99 senior-sized meat and 3 lunch specials, Tuesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Each meal comes with a refreshing drink and a roll. It's time to savor the flavors that feel like home. Epicure and Jack's Tavern, where tradition meets taste.
Brunch lovers rejoice. Every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., Epicure and Jack's Tavern offers an exquisite brunch menu alongside their meat and 3 specials. Start your weekend right with the best local flavors. Remember, they're in the old Fantail building, waiting to make your Saturday special.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number 1 in the number 2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Trustworthy, accurate, immediate. Carrying your voice across the river region. News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Let's go right to the phones and talk to Ray Bowles from Bradville Carpet. Hey, Ray, how you doing?
I'm good. Anything interesting happened today?
Just the world economy going to crap and war imminent, in the wider Middle East and other things.
I haven't even had a chance to look up today. I hadn't turned on look at the news feed, my phone. We've been rolling so fast in here. I don't have a clue to what's going on. That's the best way to be sometimes.
Yeah, you just keep laying carpet, buddy. Don't worry about it. We got this.
Yeah. I did hear about the stock market, and me and Dad were talking about it, and Dad said, well, it ain't going to be my problem. It's going to be Mama's problem. I'll be dead gone before I need that money. And that's what
so many
my
people
problem,
think
Dad.
that. Yeah, it's right.
Yeah,
It's going to be your problem, buddy.
Yeah, it's my problem. Not Mama's problem. It's my problem. But it is what it is. You know what I've learned in my 50 years on this earth? Don't worry about it. What does God tell us in the Bible? He's going to feed us, clothe us, and give us somewhere to sleep. Anything over that's a blessing.
Yeah.
Amen.
And most of it's fake anyway. Isn't all of this fake?
I was just saying that off air to Eddie. Like, so much of this just seems so fake.
It's just fake. I guarantee you. Here, let me hang on. I'll get my little hat, and I got my tin hat on.
Yeah.
Before the election, there's going to be a war, and they're going to say we can't have an election.
That's what I'm worried about. I think a lot of people are concerned with that.
That's what Roseanne Barr believes.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, if they can appoint their nominee without an election, why can't they appoint the president without the election?
Yeah.
They've already done it once. What's going to stop them from doing it again? They figured it out.
You're scaring me, Ray.
Yeah.
I'm
Making too
telling you,
much sense, Ray.
Yeah, every year right before the election, we're going to have a major war, and they're going to appoint the next person. And say, don't worry about it. We'll do it again in 4 years.
Well, they'll have one as soon as they can have two puppets running against each other again.
That's it. Amen. Yep. And then we're really scared.
Yep.
But now, I tell you what's not scary is when you call us, 285-8117, and we come out. Look, if the economy's crashing, let's at least have a comfortable house to go home in and watch the TV and get mad. Don't you want something really nice to walk on? So call us today and let us at least give you that, so that we can give you a really good floor that's going to look really, really good. It's not going to hurt the budget, and it'll be in a week or so. Just that simple.
I like that.
Well, I appreciate the call, Ray.
All right, I got to get back to work. Bye, guys.
See you, bro.
Again, that number, 285-8117. Be sure to tell them you heard Ray here on the radio with Joey and Eddie. We learn anything today?
Nothing enlightening, more depressing news. Although I will say, I got to hear that lady that got with Trump at the Atlanta rally, and she kind of perked me up a little bit.
Yeah.
It was good to see her. And I did enjoy his comment about getting a kiss from her, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah, you genuinely were kind of like nodding your head. You're like,
that's cool.
You're like that guy in the woods meme, like just nodding. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
Like the Grizzly Adams thing? Like, yeah, that's good times, man.
That's a great movie, by the way. Darn, I can't think of it, but it's one of the best movies. Jeremiah Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of the best movies ever.
Anyway, we got to get out of here.
All right.
Happy Hour with Greg Budell and Rosie. There next.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. It's been a chaotic session on Wall Street today. Nearly everything tumbling as fear about a slowing U.S. economy worsens. It sets off another sell-off for financial markets around the world. All three major indexes have